Chapter 1557. Since Lord Shitsi is unwilling to teach and Xiao, or wants to learn so much, why not let Xiao follow third brother? Anyway, third brother doesn't do any work all day. If he has the time, he can teach Xiao. Madame Qi frowned and asked, Dainyu, can third brother do it? Zhu Dainyu replied unhappily. Why can't he? In any case, third brother has been studying for a few years. He should be somewhat cultured, right? Otherwise, wouldn't he have studied for a few years in vain? Madame Qi thought for a while and felt that Zhu Dainyu's words made sense. After all, Zhu Sanlu was someone who had been studying for a few years. He was one of the few scholars in the village. All right, then let third brother teach Qiao. Zhu Dainyu responded. Madame Qi suddenly thought of something and said excitedly to Zhu Dainyu, Dainyu, since third brother has been studying for a few years, he should be able to read and write better than the average person in our village. Zhu Dainyu nodded and replied, That's right. Why do you say this? Madame Qi moved closer to Zhu Dainyu's ear and laughed slyly. Dainyu, I have thought of a good way to make money. Upon hearing a good way to make money, Zhu Dainyu's eyes suddenly lit up. He urged Madame Qi, What good way to make money? Hurry up and say it. Dainyu, I was thinking that since third brother has this ability, why don't we let third brother teach a few more children to read? Look at our village. There must be a lot of children who want to learn, but they can't afford to go to school. The school fees are very expensive. It's always good to know a few more words. Let's talk to the villagers and tell them that if they send their children to school, they don't have to pay as much as the school fees. A child only needs to pay 100 copper coins for half a year. Everyone can afford 100 copper coins. It's much less than the school fees. But if they can learn something, I think many people are willing to do it. After hearing Madame Qi's words, Zhu Dainyu felt that it was very reasonable. You don't say your method is really good. Hearing Zhu Dainyu's praise and approval, Madame Qi felt proud in her heart. Of course, Dainyu, we can rely on this to make money. It's much easier than weaving baskets, and we can make more money. Dainyu, third brother is at home. He can't help with other chores. He can go on like this. Let's do this, at least find a way to make a living. Zhu Dainyu continued to nod in agreement. All right, you're right. Let's do it your way. Madame Qi felt a burst of joy in her heart. She thought that if she could earn a lot of money later, her family's condition would be better. Naturally, Zhu Dainyu would not expect her to make so many baskets every day to earn money. The past few days have been exhausting. Not to mention how tired she was. The main thing was that when she was weaving these baskets, it was very easy to hurt her hands if she wasn't careful. She didn't want to make any more, but Zhu Dainyu stopped her. She didn't dare to. Then let's go talk to third brother. Okay. Zhu Dainyu responded and entered Zhu Sanlu's room. He saw Zhu Sanlu lying on the bed, reading a book. Zhu Sanlu was reading a modern pornographic novel. Just as she was engrossed in watching, she suddenly heard Zhu Dainyu shout, Third brother. Chapter 1558. Zhu Sanlu patted his chest, as if he was still in shock. He looked at Zhu Dainyu with some dissatisfaction and said, Big brother, can't you knock on the door before coming in? Aren't you afraid of scaring people by coming in without anyone noticing? Zhu Dainyu said disdainfully, Why? Do I have to knock on the door before coming in? Of course I have to knock on the door. Zhu Sanlu muttered. Zhu Dainyu said, All right. Don't talk to me about this. I have something to discuss with you. Zhu Sanlu hurriedly put away the erotic book in his hand. He coughed lightly and asked Zhu Dainyu seriously, Big brother, what do you want to discuss with me? Hurry up and say it. The reason I came to talk to you today is to find you a job to do. It's not good for you to lie in the house every day and let others serve you when you eat and drink. Our family is having a hard time now. You have to earn some money. Otherwise, you'll have to work in the fields like me. Zhu Sanlu was frightened when he heard that he had to work in the fields. It wasn't that he hadn't worked in the fields before, but he didn't want to do it a second time because it was too tiring. Especially on such a hot day, if he were to go out to work again, he would probably lose half his life. Big brother, I can't do this kind of work. I haven't done it for so many years. How can I know how to do it? Moreover, my body is weak now. I can't do this kind of heavy work. Zhu Dainyu glared at Zhu Sanlu. Since you can't do the work in the fields, you have to do the work I arrange for you. Zhu Sanlu hurriedly nodded and said, Big brother, as long as it's not the work in the fields, I'll do whatever you arrange for me to do. All right then. The work I arrange for you isn't very tiring. It's just for you to teach the child how to read. My Qiao, I want to learn how to read. Anyway, you have more time to teach her. Upon hearing Zhu Daniu's words, Zhu Sanlu agreed without hesitation. Okay. Big brother, leave Qiao, to me. It's easy. Seeing the sly smile on Zhu Sanlu's face, Zhu Daniu recalled what Zhu Sanlu had done before. He warned Zhu Sanlu, I asked you to teach Qiao, how to read. Don't you dare have any bad intentions. If I find out, I'll skin you alive. Big brother, don't worry. What else can I do to Qiao? It's good that you know. Big brother, is this all we need to do? You don't need to do anything else? Zhu Sanlu felt that the work Zhu Daniu asked him to do was too simple. He thought it was some kind of heavy work. Of course not. I'll go back to the village to find some people. If there's anyone who's willing to let you teach them how to read, you could teach them. We'll earn some tuition fees. Good men earn more money to supplement our living expenses. Our days are very tight now. Zhu Sanlu thought about it. If he were to teach a few more children, it would indeed be troublesome and take up a lot of his time. However, in order to not have to work in the fields and have better food in the future, Zhu Sanlu agreed to Zhu Daniu's request. Okay, big brother, whatever you say, I'll listen to you. Okay, Zhu Daniu responded faintly and turned to leave. After seeing Zhu Daniu leave, Zhu Sanlu heaved a heavy sigh of relief. Then, he began to lie on the bed again. He took out the erotic book and continued to read happily. When he was excited, Zhu Sanlu realized that something below him actually had a reaction. Chapter 1559. One had to know that for so long, there was no reaction from the thing down there at all. Ever since Zhu Eru broke his thing down there, his thing had stopped reacting. He had been worried sick these days. After all, he didn't have that thing anymore. He was really a normal man. He couldn't even get a wife in the future. He would probably be mocked for not being a man. Now that the thing down there had a reaction, it meant that it might be cured soon. He could be a normal man again. So how could he not be happy? However, after Zhu Sanlu realized that the thing down there had moved, it was only a matter of a few seconds. Before he could take off his pants to take a look, he felt that it was soft again. Zhu Sanlu sighed heavily. Although he was a little disappointed, the situation was much better than before. Before, it didn't move, which meant that it wouldn't recover at all. Now that it moved, it meant that there was hope. When he earned money, he would hire a doctor to treat it again and see if it could be cured. With this thought, Zhu Sanlu's hope for life was rekindled. When his thing down there was cured, he could ask his mother to marry him a wife. Zhao Yun chatted for a while before returning home from Mulan's house. At night, she smoked some wild candles in the house. As expected, the situation was much better. There weren't so many mosquito bites, so she slept soundly that night. The next morning, Zhao Yun woke up early and prepared to make breakfast. Because of the incident between Ma Xiaofeng and Dr. Sun, many people in the village were talking about it. Most of them were just waiting to see a joke. Because Ma Xiaofeng was injured and couldn't even get out of bed, Zhao Ping didn't go to Yang City after coming to Ma Xiaofeng's house early in the morning. He couldn't set up a stall alone. Besides, Ma Xiaofeng was injured because of a special situation. As a good friend, she couldn't urge her to earn money when Ma Xiaofeng was seriously injured. Xiaofeng, then you should stay at home and recuperate. Don't set up a stall for the next few days. Zhao Ping, comforted Ma Xiaofeng as she went to Ma Xiaofeng's bed. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng like this, she felt very distressed. Sister Ping, it's all my fault. If it weren't for me, I wouldn't have delayed you from earning money, Ma Xiaofeng said with a guilty look. Zhao Ping hurriedly waved her hand and said, Xiaofeng, making money is secondary. How can it be more important than you? Let's wait until you recover from your injuries, then we'll go and earn more. Sister Ping, I'm very touched by your words, but I don't think I'll be able to recover in a few days with my injuries. I still need to rest for a while. Zhao Ping frowned. It was fine if they didn't go and earn money, but what should they do about Ma Xiaofeng's injuries? Qianxunxiu was already so seriously injured that she couldn't take care of Ma Xiaofeng. Both of them couldn't move in bed now. They couldn't even protect themselves, so there was no way they could take care of each other. Plus, there was no one else in Ma Xiaofeng's house. They couldn't go on like this. Zhao Ping asked worriedly, Xiaofeng, you and your mother can't get out of bed, and there's no one to take care of you. Who's going to take care of you? Why don't I come over and take care of you for a few days? Ma Xiaofeng hurriedly refused. Sister Ping, you can't do that. You're pregnant. How can you come over and take care of me? Chapter 1560. Ma Xiaofeng frowned. Suddenly, she felt a little touched. Although this Zhao Pinger was a bit stupid, and sometimes she didn't think before doing things, in most cases, she treated her quite well. Just like now, she didn't even care that she was pregnant for her sake. Big Sister Pinger, I'm fine. You can't just jump around when you're pregnant. If anything happens to you, won't your husband come looking for me? When Ma Xiaofeng said this, it just happened to poke at Zhao Ping's sore spot. Zhao Ping sighed again. Sigh, Xiaofeng, you don't know. My husband doesn't care about the child in my stomach. Even if something really happens, he probably won't care. Zhao Ping frowned and looked disappointed. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Ping in confusion. Big Sister Ping, what's wrong? Which man doesn't care about the child? How can your husband not care about the child in your stomach? At this point, Zhao Ping didn't know how to explain it to Ma Xiaofeng. She couldn't possibly say that not only did she sleep with Qin Yuan, but she also slept with Qin Chuan. She didn't know whose child it was in her stomach. Qin Yuan didn't care because he felt that the child in Zhao Ping's stomach might not be his. Sigh, Xiaofeng. Anyway, my husband doesn't care. It's fine. Ma Xiaofeng said with a serious face. All right, Big Sister Pinger, whether your husband cares or not, you should come over and take care of me. Don't worry, just take care of yourself. For the next few days, you can ask your husband to sell breakfast. Ask him to help you, or ask your mother and mother-in-law to help you sell breakfast together. You don't have to share the money you earn with me. Zhao Ping wanted to say something, but she was interrupted by Ma Xiaofeng. Ma Xiaofeng really didn't want to trouble Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping didn't know how to cook, and her work wasn't neat, so she might as well not come over. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng's insistence, Zhao Ping had no choice but to say, all right then, Xiaofeng. Take a good rest and get better soon. I'll go and discuss this with my mother. She should be able to help me. Ma Xiaofeng responded. At this time, Ma Xiaofeng's younger brother, Ma Xiaoyu, walked in and stopped in front of Ma Xiaofeng. Sister, are you hungry? Ma Xiaofeng looked at her younger brother with heartache. With her and her mother like this, Ma Xiaoyu was the one who was most offended. A young child needed someone to take care of her. She couldn't even get out of bed, let alone do other work. I'm fine. I'm not that hungry. Xiaoyu, are you hungry? If you're hungry, go to third uncle's house and ask third sister-in-law to give you something to eat. Take that piece of meat from home. It's probably enough to feed you a few meals. Ma Xiaofeng knew that if they directly went to their relative's house to eat, their relatives would definitely be unhappy. Ever since his father died, his mother and three didn't have much contact with the Ma family. They didn't interact much with the other branches. They had a slightly better relationship with the Ma family's three branches, but it wasn't that good. If they directly went to eat and drink, the third branch would definitely not accept it. They had to at least let his third uncle and third aunt get some benefits before they could give them something to eat. In the eyes of the villagers, meat was a good thing. It was worth it to exchange a piece of meat for a few meals. Ma Xiaoyu lowered his head and didn't say anything. Chapter 1561. Ma Xiaoyu shook her head and said, Sis, I don't want to eat. I can eat, but what about you and Mom? You two won't have anything to eat. Ma Xiaoyu was worried about Ma Xiaofeng and Qianxunxiu. She was fine by herself. After all, she wasn't injured, but her mother was different from her sister. She was so badly injured that she should rest and recuperate. If she didn't have anything to eat, wouldn't her injuries be even more difficult to heal? Ma Xiaofeng was slightly stunned when she heard Ma Xiaoyu's words. Her eyes were a little hazy as she said to Ma Xiaoyu, Xiaoyu, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just go to third aunt's house and eat your fill. I'll think of something myself. Ma Xiaoyu shook her head resolutely and said, Sis, how can I do that? You can't just care about me and ignore you. Sis, if you and Mom are hungry, then I'll starve with you. Ma Xiaoyu seemed a little stubborn, so Ma Xiaofeng tried to persuade her. Xiaoyu, listen to me. Mom and I are fine. You're our boy, so you have to eat and drink well. Ma Xiaoyu frowned and said, Sis, Xiaofeng, how can you do that? How can you stand not eating and drinking? It's fine if you endure it for a day or two, but after a long time, you'll get sick. You still have to eat. Yes, sis, you have to eat. If you don't eat, I won't eat either. Sis, we don't have to eat at other people's houses. I'll cook for you and Mom. Children from poor families learned to take care of the house early. Although Ma Xiaoyu was young, she knew a lot of chores and was more sensible. Seeing her brother being so considerate, Ma Xiaofeng's eyes reddened even more. Xiaoyu, do you know how to cook? You've never cooked before. Sis, even if you haven't eaten pork, haven't you seen pigs run? I've seen you and Mom cook before. Although I haven't tried it, I know how to do it. Sis, let me try it. I can eat it when it's cooked. It's better than going to third aunt's house, Ma Xiaoyu grumbled. In fact, another reason why he didn't want to eat at other people's houses was because of what happened between his mother and sister. Wherever he went, he would be laughed at. If he went to his third aunt's house, the children of his third aunt's house would definitely scold him, saying that it was better to do it in his own house. As long as he hid at home and didn't go out, nothing would happen. Ma Xiaofeng thought about it and agreed. She might as well let Ma Xiaoyu try. The meat at home was good stuff. Why would he give it to someone else in exchange for ordinary food? All right, little you, go ahead and give it a try. If it doesn't work, tell me and I'll think of something else. Ma Xiaoyu nodded heavily and turned to enter the kitchen. She was only 34 meters tall, only a head taller than the stove. It was very inconvenient for her to work, but Ma Xiaoyu didn't think it was a big deal. In the kitchen, she followed the steps Ma Xiaofeng and her mother used to cook. First, she went to the courtyard and pulled out a handful of vegetables. Then, she washed them together with the meat. Then, he put the vegetables on the chopping board. Because she wasn't tall enough, Ma Xiaoyu brought a chair over. When she stood on the chair, her height was just enough. She cut the vegetables and placed them on a plate. Then, she cut the meat. Her movements were a little clumsy. She wasn't as skilled as Ma Xiaofeng and Qian Chuanxiu. She was a little slow, but it wasn't difficult. In the end, she finished cutting. Chapter 1562. Ma Xiaoyu went to the front of the kitchen and took out some straw. She lit the torch with a match. When the fire was burning brighter, he put the straw into the kitchen. Then he added some wood. The fire in the kitchen was suddenly very big, and the wood was burning with crackling sounds. When the pot was hot, Ma Xiaoyu stood on the stool again and began to cook. He put rice in one pot, covered it with a lid, and prepared to cook. In the other pot, he prepared to cook. First, he put a few drops of rapeseed oil in the pot. Then, he poured the vegetables into the pot and stir-fried them. He added some salt and stir-fried them for a few minutes. When he saw that the color was about right, Ma Xiaoyu scooped the vegetables. He took a pair of chopsticks and tasted it. He found that it was a little salty and not very delicious, but it was okay to make do with it. It was better than nothing. Ma Xiaoyu couldn't make meat, so he put it in the pot and stewed it. As for the salt, he didn't put it in, afraid that it would be salty again. He waited for the soup to be scooped up and brought to Ma Xiaofeng and Qian Chuanxiu. He asked them to add salt themselves. That way, they would be able to control it and wouldn't make the soup too salty. After busying in the kitchen for half an hour, the meat in the pot emitted a strong fragrance. Ma Xiaoyu took a deep breath and started to crave for it. Seeing that the meat was soft, Ma Xiaoyu scooped up 3 bowls. Then, he scooped some rice and picked up some vegetables. One bowl was brought to Ma Xiaofeng and the other to Qian Chuanxiu. She saw that her brother's food was average and not as good as theirs, but it wasn't bad, especially the meat. After stewing it, she added some salt, but it tasted very good. After all, the meat was very fragrant and very delicious. After stewing it a little, it lost its flavor. Ma Xiaofeng had been hungry for the whole day. Now that he could eat a hot meal, he felt very happy. Ma Xiaoyu went to Ma Xiaofeng and said shyly, Sister, I didn't cook well. The vegetables are a little salty. Don't mind it. Just make do with it. Ma Xiaofeng's eyes were filled with tears as she said, You've done very well. How could I dislike it? Okay. Ma Xiaoyu nodded shyly. Sister, you eat first. I'm going to eat too. Okay, eat more meat. Don't save it for me and Mother. You're still growing. When you're tall and big, you'll be able to protect me and Mother. Ma Xiaoyu nodded again. Okay, I got it, sis. After Ma Xiaoyu left the room, Zhao Ping sighed. Xiaofeng, your brother is really sensible. He is such a good brother. If only my brother could be like him. Ma Xiaofeng smiled and said, Sister Ping, what are you envious of? Your brother is also very good. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said, It was fine in the past, but not now. I don't even listen to you. Xiaofeng, otherwise, I would definitely let Tianan be with you. That brat actually chose that bitch Muhin. He'll regret it later. Ma Xiaofeng smiled bitterly. When she mentioned Zhao Tian, she felt her heart ache involuntarily. How could she not want to be with Zhao Tianan? Unfortunately, Zhao Tianan didn't have her in his heart now. Otherwise, he wouldn't have used her body to seduce Dr. Sun, and he wouldn't have put himself in such a miserable state. She didn't know when the injuries on her body would heal. It hurt like hell. Chapter 1563. When Zhao Ping saw Ma Xiaofeng's disappointed look, she comforted her. But Xiaofeng, don't be sad. It's Tianan's loss that he doesn't want you. You're so beautiful, so you'll definitely be able to find a better one later. Ma Xiaofeng knew that Zhao Ping was just comforting her. If she could find a good one, it would be fine. She was just afraid that she couldn't find one. After all, her body was already ruined, and the matter between her and Dr. Sun must have spread out. After knowing the situation, which man would be willing to marry her? Ma Xiaofeng knew this in her heart. Zhao Ping chatted for a while at Ma Xiaofeng's house before going to find Liang Jinxiao. She asked Liang Jinxiao to help her sell breakfast in town tomorrow. During the day, Zhao Yun went up the mountain to pick some mint. In addition to using mint water to treat Tiantian's prickly heat, she also used the mint to cook some sugar water to eat. In this kind of weather, drinking something cooked with mint should be very cooling. Mu Yinfeng had something to do in the mountain, so Zhao Yun entrusted Tian to Liang Jinxiao. Fortunately, this girl wasn't a troublemaker, so it wasn't difficult for Liang Jinxiao to take care of her. In the past few days, Zhao Wenhua worked on the foundation every day. When she came back, she would take some time to get some wood and make a cradle for Tian. It was more convenient to put the child to sleep in the cradle, and it was easier for the child to fall asleep and not make a fuss. When she saw the cradle made by Zhao Wenhua, although it wasn't as good as the one made by a professional carpenter, it was very exquisite. It wasn't a very good thing, but it was a kind gesture. After accepting this gift, Zhao Yun was very touched. After Zhao Yun sent Tian over, Liang Jinxiao directly took the cradle for Tian to use. There was some straw under the cradle, and then there were 2 layers of quilts. Tian was placed under the quilt, and she slept very softly. As the rocking bed rocked, Tian slept even more happily. She was very satisfied with the rocking bed. Seeing the smile on Tian's face, the corners of Zhao Yun's mouth rose together. Mother, it seems that Tian really likes the cradle that Daddy made. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, It's good that you like it. Your father said that many children in other families have one, but we don't, so he thought of making one for you. It would be more convenient for you to take care of the child. Zhao Yun nodded. This was the truth. The cradle could be moved. She could move the cradle to wherever she worked. With the child by her side, she could take care of it. If there were any problems, she could discover them in time. Otherwise, if a person was busy outside the house and the child was in the house, the person outside the house couldn't hear the child's cries. Mother, father is becoming more and more attentive. Zhao Yun couldn't help but sigh. Thinking back, before they separated from the family, Zhao Wenhua wasn't so good. Now that they separated from the family, Zhao Wenhua's personality had changed a little. He knew how to care and be considerate of his family. Fortunately, they separated from the family. Otherwise, With Zhao Wenhua's personality, he would probably listen to Hu Chunhua everywhere. People grew up in certain things. Although Zhao Wenhua used to do things that made Zhao Yin very dissatisfied, she was very happy to see that Zhao Wenhua had changed bit by bit. Haha, your father is indeed becoming more and more attentive, Liang Jinxiao replied with a smile. Chapter 1564. Yinner, don't scold me. I'm already so old, so I'm embarrassed to say out loud. I'm afraid that others will laugh at me. What's wrong with that? Haha, but your father was quite happy when he heard it. He said that it's a blessing for us to have a child at such an old age. We haven't had a child for many years. Now that our family is doing well, it's here. This means that the child knows when to come and when not to come. Zhao Yinner laughed. There's no need to pick a time to have a child. Since it's here, it's time to give birth. Yes, yes. Liang Jinxiao nodded heavily. After all, it was a life, so it should be treated with caution. As the mother and daughter chatted, they heard a noise from the second household. Mother, have you made breakfast yet? I'm so hungry. It was Zhao Wenshui's voice. It was 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. In the countryside, most people had already eaten breakfast. Zhao Wenshui didn't have anything to eat at this time, so he was naturally hungry. Hu Chunhua heard Zhao Wenshui's noise and walked out of the room. She replied unhappily, Eat, eat, eat. All you know is to eat. You're asking me for food so early in the morning. Are you crying for your soul? Zhao Wenshui also came out of the second household's room. He pursed his lips and said aggrievedly, Mother, I'm just hungry. I can't starve and not eat. Mother, it's not early anymore. Everyone has eaten. We should eat too, right? Hu Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshui. If you want to eat, don't you know how to cook yourself? I'm already so old. Do I still have to wait on you? Zhao Wenshui felt a little wronged. When he ate with Hu Chunhua yesterday, Hu Chunhua had already expressed her disdain. Now, her disdain was even more obvious. It had only been a day. If Li Chuiying didn't come back, she would have to stay with Hu Chunhua for the next few days. She wanted to eat something every day, but she still had to be scolded. How could she live? Mother, Tianyu's mother is gone. We don't know how to cook. If you don't cook for us, who else can we ask? Mother, it would have been better if Zhao Wenshui didn't mention it. Now that he mentioned it, Hu Chunhua became even angrier. Then hurry up and bring her back. If you bring her back, there will be someone to serve you. If you want to eat or drink, you can ask her for it. Within a day, Hu Chunhua regretted letting Li Chuiying go back. After all, after they separated from the family, he and Zhao Baoshan were used to living a carefree and happy life. Usually, they would just make do with whatever they ate. Now, the second branch was counting on her to cook. With 3 more mouths to feed, she would definitely be able to cook more food, but it would also be a lot more tiring. These days, Hu Chunhua was used to being lazy. She didn't want to cook. Zhao Wenshui said with a bitter face, Mother, what are you talking about? It's only been a day. Tianyu's mother is definitely still angry. Even if I go to pick her up, she won't come back with me. Hu Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshui. Thinking that Li Chuiying hadn't come back for a day, it meant that her family had accepted her. It was indeed difficult to let her come back now. It's all your fault, you little bastard. If you weren't too lazy to give birth to maggots, you would have someone to serve you now, right? Mother, you also had a part to play in forcing Tianyu's mother to leave. You can't just blame me, Zhao Wenshui shouted. He hadn't said anything to Hu Chunhua yet, but Hu Chunhua scolded him like this. Chapter 1565. Hu Chunhua knew that she was responsible, but she didn't want to admit it in front of Zhao Wenshui. She said to Zhao Wenshui with a cold face, That's your fault. If you weren't lazy and worked harder and didn't make a scene with Widow Qian, would your wife be able to leave? Seeing that Hu Chunhua put all the blame on him, Zhao Wenshui felt very wronged. Why did he have to take all the blame? He was more upset than anyone else. Mother, Hu Chunhua didn't want to talk to Zhao Wenshui anymore. She replied impatiently, Okay, don't hover in front of me. I'm going to rest in the room. Mother, what should I do if you're resting? I haven't eaten yet. Hu Chunhua replied unhappily. If you're hungry, can't you do it yourself? Mother, how can a man like me know how to cook? If you don't know how to cook, let Jinger do it. She's a big girl in her teens or 20s. Can't she cook? Zhao Wenxue frowned. Thinking about it, Zhao Jing was a big girl at such an old age. It was impossible that she didn't know how to cook. Since he couldn't order Li Chueying around, he could let Zhao Jing do the work. So Zhao Wenxue shouted at the second branch's room again. Jinger, come out. Hearing Zhao Wenshui's voice, Zhao Jing came out of the room after a while. She went to Zhao Wenxue and asked, Father, why did you call me out? Father and Tian, you are hungry. You must be hungry too, right? Go to the kitchen and make some breakfast. Let's eat together. Zhao Jing looked very unhappy. Father, why do you ask me to make breakfast? I don't know how to do it. Why don't you know how to do it? Father, I've never done it before. I used to be Mother's assistant, and Mother did it herself. Zhao Jing complained. Zhao Wenxue frowned and pondered for a moment. Even if I haven't eaten pork, I've seen pigs run. You must be better than me. Jinger, go and try it. It's fine as long as it's edible. Your father's stomach is hurting from hunger. Zhao Jinger was somewhat displeased and directly refused. Father, I'm not going. Why don't you go? Zhao Wenxue looked puzzled. Zhao Jinger said with a cold face, I'm not going. Father, if you want to eat, you can do it yourself. I'm not eating. Zhao Jinger was angry. If her father and grandmother hadn't gone too far, her mother wouldn't have left. Therefore, regardless of whether she knew how to do it or not, she was not willing to do it. She wanted her father to suffer a little before he realized the importance of her mother. Zhao Wenxue was stunned. Just as he was about to say something, Hua Chunhua beat him to it. What are you talking about, girl? You don't even want to do some work. You're a girl. Not only can you not cook, but you're also lazy. Don't you find it embarrassing? Zhao Wenxue responded, That's right, Jinger. How can a girl not know how to cook? When she marries into her husband's family, people will talk about it. Your mother spoiled you too much back then and didn't let you do any work. That's why you don't know how to cook now. Zhao Jing pursed her lips and said, Father, you can't say that. I'm going to marry a rich young master in the future. His family is rich and doesn't need me to cook. Just like eldest cousin-in-law, didn't she do nothing when she married into our family? Isn't she doing well in our family? Who said anything about her? Chapter 1566. Qian Zhozha from the fourth branch overheard their conversation and walked up to Zhao Wenxue and Hua Chunhua. Mother, second brother, stop scolding Jing. She won't be able to stay in old Zhao's house for long before she gets married. How can we let her do any work? Hua Chunhua said coldly. If she doesn't do it, then she won't have anything to eat. Anyway, you can't count on me. Qian Zhozha sighed. That's why second sister-in-law should take care of her. We can't do without a woman at home. Second brother, just bear with it for a while. When second sister-in-law calms down, you can bring her back. Zhao Wenxue was thinking the same thing. Now, he regretted it a little. Then what should we do for the next few days? Zhao Wenxue sighed. They could not eat, right? Qian Zhozha looked at Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, Mother, second sister-in-law is gone. You can't just leave second brother alone. If you hadn't said those words, second sister-in-law probably wouldn't have left. You can't just leave second brother behind now, right? Zhao Wenxue grumbled. That's right. Mother, you can't let us starve to death, right? At this time, Zhao Qianyu walked out and pulled Hua Chunhua's hand. Grandma, I'm hungry. Make me something to eat. Otherwise, you can bring my mother back and ask her to cook for me. Hua Chunhua gritted her teeth. What sins did I commit in my previous life to have to serve you ancestors? Although she was scolding them, Hua Chunhua went to the kitchen. It seemed that she was going to cook for Zhao Wenxue and the others. Zhao Yun watched from the side and cursed in her heart. If it weren't for the two weirdos, Hua Chunhua and Zhao Wenxue, Li Chueying wouldn't have left. Now that Li Chueying was gone, the second branch and Hua Chunhua were the ones to suffer. They had really shot themselves in the foot. He had to make them suffer before they knew the importance of Li Chueying. Of course, the longer they suffered, the better. Zhao Yun'er secretly hoped that if Li Chueying was stubborn, he would stay stubborn until the end and never come back. Of course, this was someone else's business. She had no right to interfere. Mother, I'll be leaving first. I'll leave Tian to you. Go, go. Don't worry, mother will take good care of it. Yeah, yeah. Zhao Yin'er carried the basket on her back and walked towards the mountain. Liang Jinxiao placed the cradle under the shade of a tree in the courtyard and let Tian Tian sleep in it. After breakfast, Liang Jinxiao carried a wooden basin out to wash the clothes. Zhao Tianan and Zhao Wenhua had to build the house every day. It was physical work, so they were very tired. When they came back every day, their bodies were soaked in sweat and wet, so they had to take a bath every day. Otherwise, their bodies would rot badly. In addition, the weather was hot, so Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Tianfu had to take a bath from time to time. After bathing, they had to change their clothes. Basically, Liang Jinxiao had to wash a large basin of clothes every morning. When Qian Zhurong saw Liang Jinxiao washing the clothes, she walked forward and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Third sister-in-law, let me do it. I'll help you wash." Liang Jinxiao waved her hand. "It's okay, I'll do it myself. How can I trouble you with this kind of thing? Third sister-in-law, you're pregnant. You can't work too hard. Let me do this kind of thing. Fourth sister-in-law, we're not so delicate. When you were pregnant, didn't you also wash so many clothes every day? If you can do it then, you can do it now." Chapter 1567. That won't do. Fourth sister-in-law, I have clothes at home, and so do you. You can't possibly help me wash them. You'll be exhausted if you do so much work by yourself. I don't have anything to do. Third sister-in-law, let me do it. There's no need to stand on ceremony between sisters-in-law. It's okay, fourth sister-in-law. I appreciate your kindness. This isn't tiring work. I'll take my time. It'll be fine as long as I don't rush. Seeing Liang Jinxiao's insistence, Qian Zhurong did not say anything else. All right then, third sister-in-law, if you can't move, don't push yourself. Call me. Got it. As they spoke, they saw Zhao Ping pulling a donkey towards old Zhao's courtyard. Mother, before they reached old Zhao's courtyard, Zhao Ping shouted at the top of her lungs. Liang Jinxiao looked up and saw Zhao Ping. Third sister-in-law, Ping is here. Liang Jinxiao nodded. However, she was curious about Zhao Ping. Shouldn't she be in Yang City selling breakfast? Zhao Ping pulled the donkey into the courtyard and tied it to a tree. Then, she walked over to Liang Jinxiao and heaved a sigh of relief. I'm so tired. Mother, give me a stool to sit on. As she spoke, Zhao Ping pulled the stool that Liang Jinxiao was sitting on out from under Liang Jinxiao's butt. She did not care that Liang Jinxiao was washing clothes, and it was inconvenient for her to sit on a stool. Liang Jinxiao was a little helpless, but she could only let Zhao Ping do as she pleased. She stood up and listened to what Zhao Ping had to say. Zhao Ping's head was covered in sweat, not because the weather was too hot, but because the donkey was acting up again on the way from Ma Xiaofeng's house to old Zhao's house. She couldn't drag it away no matter how hard she tried. It took a Herculean effort to kick the donkey into old Zhao's courtyard. Therefore, at this time, he was extremely tired and his body was extremely weak. Seeing that Zhao Ping was so tired, Liang Jinxiao did not say anything more. Ping, what brings you here today? Liang Jinxiao asked. Zhao Ping fanned herself with her straw hat and replied, Mother, I'm here because I need your help with something. Ping, what's the matter? Mother, Xiaofeng is injured and has to recuperate at home for a while. She can't get out of bed, so I can't go to Yang City to set up a stall to sell breakfast. However, I can't do it alone. Mother, if you're free, why don't you go to Yang City and help me? It's better to work for one more day and earn one more day's worth of money. It's better than not working and losing money. The shop has to be rented every day. Liang Jinxiao frowned when she heard this. She knew about the incident between Ma Xiaofeng and Dr. Sun, but she didn't expect Ma Xiaofeng to be so seriously injured. If what Zhao Ping said was true, then she had to go to Yang City to help. Zhao Ping's life was not easy, so she would try her best to earn as much as possible. Just as Liang Jinxiao was about to agree, Qian's date said, Ping, your mother is pregnant and can't do any tiring work. It's not easy to set up a stall. If you think there's not enough manpower, you can ask your in-laws to go. Can't your husband and mother-in-law help out a little? Do you have to come back and ask your mother for help? Zhao Ping frowned when she heard this. She looked at Liang Jinxiao with a puzzled expression. Mother, you're pregnant? Yes. I just found out yesterday. Mother, how can you be pregnant at such an old age? Yes. Chapter 1568. Qian Zhozhi smiled and said, Pinger, what's so strange about that? Your mother is still young and hasn't gone through menopause. It's normal for her to be able to give birth. Although she's a little old, it's not like there aren't older women who give birth. Zhao Ping seemed to understand and responded. She muttered, Mother, if both of us have children, and my child is born a few days earlier than yours, I'll have to call them uncle or aunt. How awkward would that be? Liang Jinxiao pursed her lips and said, That can't be helped. There are many people in different generations. It's normal. Just like how your eldest cousin brother is older than your youngest aunt. Doesn't he have to call you youngest aunt too? Zhao Ping nodded and said, Mother, you're right. There's no need to worry about this. But Mother, if you don't go to town to help me sell breakfast, Brother Yuan and his mother aren't very good at it. I don't know if they can sell well. Didn't you just get pregnant? It shouldn't be a problem, right? Liang Jinxiao hesitated. She wasn't sure. Qian Zhozhi couldn't help but say, Pinger, although your mother just got pregnant, she's old. She's different from you. It's better to take it easy. What if something happens? Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said, But I don't think it'll work if Brother Yuan and his mother. How would you know if you didn't say anything? Moreover, you set up the stall to earn money for your in-laws, not for your mother. It's natural for them to work, but it's wrong for your mother to work. After Qian Zhozhi said that, Zhao Ping knew that she couldn't count on Liang Jinxiao. She secretly scolded her fourth aunt for being a busybody. Otherwise, with her mother's character, she would definitely help her if she asked. All right. I'll go back and talk to my in-laws. Pinger, do you have anything to do in the afternoon? Why don't you go back after lunch? Mother will make some delicious food for you. You're pregnant and need to nourish your body. When Zhao Ping heard Liang Jinxiao say that she would make delicious food for her, she was elated. Okay, Mother, I want to eat rooster. The kind of rooster that's stir-fried. Mother, it's more delicious than stir-fried. When Zhao Ping thought of the braised rooster, her mouth began to salivate. She couldn't wait to eat it. People in the countryside would usually stew the chicken to eat. Most of the chickens raised were hens. After all, hens lay eggs, and it was much cheaper than raising rooster chickens. The few roosters raised at home were all used for special occasions, such as New Year's Day and festivals. Of chicken, of course, the to eat to choose chicken, to eat chicken to eat, and as to eat the chicken and the chicken soup was to say it. To a's to. Mother, what's wrong? You're not willing to cook for me. You just said that you would cook for me. Now that I want to eat, you're not going to cook for me. Aren't you going back on your word? Liang Jinxiao sighed. Pinger, Mother didn't say that I won't cook for you. It's not that I don't want to cook for you, but the chickens are out looking for food. They'll only be back in the evening. Even if we catch them, we won't be able to. Zhao Ping was silent for a moment. Her eyes darted around. Mother, I'll go catch them later. If I catch them, will you cook them for me? Chapter 1569. The house was about to be finished, and the men who went to work could only have a few meals at her house. She would cook a big rooster for them as a last treat. In addition, Zhao Ping was pregnant, so she had to eat it sooner or later. It was better to kill it now, so that the men who went to work could have a meal together. Okay, Ping girl, if you can catch the big rooster, Mother will cook it for you. Zhao Ping beamed with joy and said, Mother, I know you love me the most. I'll rest for a while and catch the rooster later. I'm so tired now. If it weren't for the stupid donkey in her house, she wouldn't be so tired. All right then, you can rest now. Do you want to drink some water? Mother will get it for you. Okay. Liang Jinxiao turned and went into the house. In addition to pouring a glass of water, she also brought out a stool so that she could continue washing clothes and have something to sit on. Zhao Ping took the water and gulped it down. After drinking it, she wiped her mouth and looked refreshed. Mother, who is this child? Zhao Ping glanced at a baby in the cradle and pointed at Tian and asked. Seeing that Zhao Ping was curious, Liang Jinxiao smiled and introduced, Ping this is Yun daughter, your little niece. You are her aunt. Zhao Ping frowned and looked very conflicted. After her lips trembled, Zhao Ping couldn't help but ask Liang Jinxiao, Mother, are you sure? This is Zhao Yun's daughter? Yes. Mother, how can Yun be pregnant and give birth to a child so quickly? Can I give birth to a child so quickly? When I saw her last time, her belly was still flat. In the blink of an eye, her child is already so big. Zhao Pinger's dumbfounded expression made Liang Jinxiao laugh uncontrollably. Pinger, who said that Yun'er gave birth to this child? This child was adopted by her. What's the point of raising a good-for-nothing? Zhao Yun'er is so stupid. Mother, tell me, why do other children need to be served with feces and urine? Liang Jinxiao pursed his lips and said, You can't say that. This child is very obedient. It's good for Yun'er to have a daughter. Zhao Ping snorted in disdain. If it were me, I wouldn't raise someone else's child. How nice would it be to have one of our own? Liang Jinxiao did not say anything more. He knew that Zhao Ping was a blabbermouth. Naturally, he would not reveal Tian's true identity. Pinger, you rest first. Mother will go wash the clothes. Zhao Ping waved her hand and said, Mother, go ahead. Okay. Zhao Ping sat on the stool to rest. At this moment, Tian woke up and stared at Zhao Ping with a pair of big, watery eyes. Looking at such a soft and tender child, Zhao Ping suddenly felt that it was very cute. She thought to herself that when she gave birth to a daughter, she would be just as cute. Her hands were itchy. Zhao Ping reached out to carry Tian, who was in the cradle. However, before Zhao Ping could go over, a big black dog suddenly rushed over and barked at her. Zhao Ping was so frightened that she took a few steps back. She took a closer look at the black dog that was barking at her. This black dog was Zhao Yun's little Hay. However, the current little Hay was different from the previous little Hay. The child now was much bigger and had become a big dog. Chapter 1570. Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. Little Black's barks were fierce, and his voice sounded like that of a vicious dog. Seeing Little Black like this, Zhao Ping felt a chill in her heart, especially when she saw Little Black's sharp fangs. If she was bitten by Little Black, wouldn't she die from the pain? Most importantly, if one was bitten by a dog, it would be painful, but it was easy to get rabies. The person might go crazy, which was a much more serious situation. Therefore, under normal circumstances, no matter how brave a person was, they wouldn't dare to provoke those vicious dogs easily. If an accident happened, they wouldn't be able to bear the consequences. And the reason why Little Black was so fierce to Zhao Ping was because in Little Black's impression, Zhao Ping was a bad woman. Now, this bad woman wanted to attack Little Master. Zhao Yun wasn't around. As a dog, it had to protect Little Master's safety and not let Little Master be bullied by this bad woman. Zhao Ping took a few steps back and started cursing. You ungrateful bastard, don't you know who I am? It's fine if you bite others, but you even bite your own family. I'll ask Zhao Yun to skin you and make dog meat stew. Little Black understood Zhao Ping's words and barked even more fiercely at Zhao Ping. Woof, 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 woof. Zhao Ping was a little timid and didn't dare to look at Little Black directly. She shouted at Liang Jinxiao. Mother, look, this dog is so fierce to me. Hurry and chase it away. What's the point of keeping an ungrateful bastard? Liang Jinxiao sighed, feeling a little tired. Actually, Little Black was usually quite obedient and understood humans. Sometimes when Little Black was asked to do something, Little Black would help. She didn't know why Little Hay treated Zhao Ping like this. Maybe it was because Zhao Ping didn't stay at old Zhao's house often after she got married. Liang Jinxiao walked up to Little Blackie and patted its head. She said to Little Blackie, all right, Little Blackie, stop calling. This family is not an outsider. Little Hay glanced at Liang Jinxiao and seemed to understand Liang Jinxiao's words. After a whimper, it retracted its fangs and stopped barking. However, Little Black stood guard in front of the cradle and did not allow Zhao Ping to come over, lest Zhao Ping hurt the little master. Zhao Ping was a little angry. She felt that Zhao Yun went too far and bullied her. Now, even Zhao Yun's dog was the same. They were all bullies. They had gone too far. The more Zhao Ping thought about it, the angrier she felt, but there was nothing she could do. Mother, chase it away. It's a hindrance in our yard. Zhao Ping pointed at Little Hay and complained. Is it okay to let it sit? Pinger, if you don't provoke it, it won't bite. Zhao Ping was a little unwilling. Mother, I just don't want to see this beast. Hurry up and make it go away. Who knows if it'll go crazy and continue barking at me later. Mother, if you don't chase this beast away, then I'll leave. Liang Jinxiao said helplessly, All right. Mother, tell me and I'll try. Little Hay, can you go out and play for a while? Come back when it's time for dinner? Liang Jinxiao patted Little Hay's head and said in a negotiating tone. Woo-woo. Little Hay whimpered, but still sat there with no intention of leaving. Little Hay, you scared Big Sister Yun'er just now. She's very scared now. Can't you just leave for a while? Chapter 1571. Liang Jinxiao looked at Little Hay and said to Zhao Ping awkwardly, Pinger, you saw it too. I can't order Little Hay around. If it doesn't leave, I can't do anything about it. I can only wait for Yun'er to come back. Little Hay listens to his daughter. When Zhao Ping heard this, she frowned and looked displeased. This stinky dog. Mother, what's the point of keeping such an inhumane beast? I think it's better to kill it and eat it. Dog meat hot pot tastes very good. It can go well with father's wine. Zhao Ping snorted. Little Hay understood Zhao Ping's words and barked even more fiercely at Zhao Ping. Woof, 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 woof. Little Hay bared his fangs. If it wasn't for the fact that he was afraid of causing trouble for his master by biting Zhao Ping, he would have already rushed up to bite Zhao Ping. He wouldn't have left Zhao Ping until now. When Zhao Ping saw that Little Hay was biting even more fiercely, she instantly became angry. She scolded Little Hay. You little beast, you're still pushing your luck, aren't you? You're shameless. Liang Jinxiao sighed. Pinger girl is just a beast. Don't be so calculative with it. Mother, it's not a matter of whether I'm calculative or not. Look at it. It's so infuriating. Mother, I have to teach a lesson today. Otherwise, it will bark at me fiercely later. Beast, as long as you beat it until it's afraid, it will be obedient to you. As she spoke, Zhao Ping picked up a stone from the ground and threw it at Little Hay. Little Hay was quick-witted and hurriedly got up to dodge. Its pair of black eyes glared fiercely at Zhao Ping. Little bastard, you still know how to hide. Anyway, you can't hide no matter how you hide. Today, I will beat you until you are obedient. Zhao Ping's heart was stifled with anger. She felt that it was fine to be bullied by Zhao Yun, but she couldn't let Zhao Yun's dog bully her as well. Therefore, no matter what, he had to teach Little Black a lesson today. Taking care of Little Hay was a warning to Zhao Yun not to go too far. After all, one had to look at the owner before beating a dog. She had hit Little Hay, which was also a slap to Zhao Yun's face. Seeing that the stone couldn't hit Little Black, Zhao Ping picked up the hoe beside her. He waved his hoe and charged towards Blackie. Little Hay originally didn't intend to attack Zhao Ping, but now that Zhao Ping was treating him like this, there was no need for him to endure any longer. Thus, Little Hay cleverly dodged Zhao Ping's attack and directly rushed behind Zhao Ping. Pouncing on Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping couldn't bear Little Hay's weight and directly fell to the ground. Ouch! A scream of agony was heard. They saw Zhao Ping lying on the ground and Little Hay lying on Zhao Ping's body. When Liang Jinxiao saw this, he was instantly frightened. Pinger girl, Zhao Pinger, cried and shouted, Mother, hurry and help me kick this bastard off. Mother, hurry, hurry. Hearing Zhao Ping's urging, Liang Jinxiao hurriedly took a step forward. Little Hay, Hurry and come down. Don't hurt her. Little Hei's pitch-black eyes glanced at Liang Jinxiao, but ignored Liang Jinxiao. He continued to bark and placed his paws on Zhao Ping's shoulders. Mother, why aren't you hurriedly getting this bastard off? Zhao Ping was very anxious, afraid that little Hei would do something to her. She was fearless because she was angry just now, but now that little Hei had knocked her down, she immediately became terrified. Liang Jinxiao was also anxious and didn't know what to do. Ping, girl, little Hei isn't coming down. Chapter 1572. Seeing that Zhao Ping's situation was indeed not optimistic, Liang Jinxiao stepped forward and wanted to pull little Hei away. However, little Hei's fangs were out, and it seemed to warn her that if she went forward to help Zhao Ping, it would bite her. Liang Jinxiao was frightened by little Hei and took a step back. Ping, girl, no, little Hei is very fierce. Zhao Ping was so scared that she cried, Mother, if you don't help me get it off, I'll be in trouble. Liang Jinxiao stomped her feet anxiously. In this situation, helping might be worse than not helping. Little Hei looked like it could pounce on them and bite them at any time. Ping, girl, Mother, little Hei was on Zhao Ping, and its two front claws scratched Zhao Ping's head. Zhao Ping's hair was suddenly messed up. This was just the beginning. Little Hei then peed on Zhao Ping's head. A pungent smell of urine poured into Zhao Ping's nose. Zhao Ping spat out a mouthful of saliva. She was disgusted. Pa, this little bastard actually dared to pee on my head. I'll skin it alive when I get back. Mother, why aren't you looking for help? Ask the family to help me. After being reminded by Zhao Ping, Liang Jinxiao realized that she had forgotten to call for help and hurriedly shouted in the courtyard. Qian Zhonghu had just taken the wooden basin to the river to wash clothes. The men from the first branch and the fourth branch were not at home. Her own man had gone to build a house. Now, only Feng Zhangxia and Zhao Wenshui were left in old Zhao's house. Feng Zhangxia heard Qian Zhonghu shouting and walked out of the house. When she saw Zhao Ping, lying on the ground after being beaten by little Hei, she was shocked and hurriedly took a few steps back. She was afraid that little Hei would hurt her and did not dare to approach Liang Jinxiao. A few meters away, Feng Zhangxia said to Liang Jinxiao, Oh, third sister-in-law, what's wrong? Why is Ping's dog lying on Ping's body? At this critical moment, Liang Jinxiao did not have time to explain so much to Feng Zhangxia. She only called out to Feng Zhangxia, Little Hei is angry. Eldest sister-in-law, quickly come over and help. Otherwise, it will be bad if Ping is bitten. Feng Zhangxia's eyes turned and glanced at little Hei, who was lying on Zhao Ping's body with its fangs bared. She felt a chill in her heart and could not help but tremble. She hurriedly said to Liang Jinxiao, Third sister-in-law, it's not that I don't want to help you. This little Hei is so fierce. Who knows if I will be bitten by little Hei if I help. If I am bitten, it is not worth it. Don't tell me you are going to compensate me. Feng Zhangxiao was not willing to do things that did not benefit her. Moreover, the situation of being bitten by a dog was very serious. She was not stupid and would not provoke a dog when it was angry. Liang Jinxiao looked at Feng Zhangxia anxiously. She could not go up to stop little Hei alone and was also very scared. What should we do? Eldest sister-in-law, we can't just watch Ping or be like this. Feng Zhangxia swallowed her saliva and said with a trembling voice, There is no other way. Who asked your little Hei to be so fierce? Many people in the village do not dare to provoke it. Where is Yuner? Where is Yuner? Third sister-in-law, can't you just ask Yuner to come over? Liang Jinxiao frowned and said, Yuner went up the mountain. I don't think she will be back for a while. Chapter 1573. Speaking of Zhao Wenshui, he was the only man in the family. Who else could she turn to if not Zhao Wenshui? However, Zhao Wenshui was usually very lazy and would not help. Even if she asked Zhao Wenshui might not agree. This will second brother come to help? Liang Jinxiao murmured. Feng Zhangxiao muttered, "Third sister-in-law, you should try." "How do you know if you don't try?" "Second brother is a man. He's better than us two women, right?" As the two of them were talking, Zhao Pinger on the ground was miserably abused by Little Hay. Zhao Pinger's back clothes were scratched by Little Hay's sharp claws, and there were several more wounds. Zhao Pinger screamed in pain. "Mother, why don't you help me get rid of this damn dog? I'm dying. Mother, hurry up and help me." Liang Jinxiao had no choice but to shout into the second branch's room. "Second brother, second brother." Zhao Wenshui heard the shout and came out of the second branch's room slowly. He raised his eyebrows lazily and asked, "Third sister-in-law, why are you shouting?" "Second brother, look, Little Hay is lying on Ping-er's body and hurt Ping-er. Sister-in-law, and I don't dare to go forward." "Second brother, your man. Can you get Little Hay off Ping-er?" Zhao Wenshui's eyes fell on Little Hay. Seeing Little Hay's fierce look, his legs suddenly turned to jelly. He did not dare to go forward and drive Little Hay away. Before Zhao Wenshui could refuse, Feng Zhangxia echoed, "Yes, second brother. We two women are afraid of dogs and don't dare to go up. As a man, you can definitely do it. You can't be afraid of dogs, right? Sigh. It's a pity that your elder brother isn't home. If he were, I would have asked him to chase her away." After hearing Feng Zhangxia's words, Zhao Wenshui knew that he would be a coward if he didn't chase Little Hay away. The corner of his mouth couldn't help but twitch a few times. He felt that he shouldn't be seen as a coward. But when she saw Blackie's appearance, she was very scared. "Second brother, you're the only man in the family. I can only ask you to save our Ping-er. I'll definitely cook you a good meal later." As soon as Zhao Wenshui heard that there was delicious food, his mouth watered. He knew about the food in the third branch. In addition to many good dishes, there was also wine to drink. For the sake of this delicious meal and his pride as a man, he gritted his teeth and replied, "All right then, I'll try." Seeing that Zhao Wenshui agreed, Liang Jinxiao felt relieved. Zhao Wenshui found a wooden stick to defend himself and slowly approached Little Hay. From a distance, he shouted at Little Hay, "Little bastard, hurry up and get down, or I'll come over and break your legs." Little Hay looked up at Zhao Wenshui and made a series of whimpering sounds, as if it was very disdainful. Seeing that a dog was so arrogant in front of him, Zhao Wenshui felt a little uncomfortable in his heart. Could it be that the dog also thought that he was a coward and looked down on him, so it ignored his words? Feng Zhangxia called out, "Second brother, what's the use of shouting at it from so far away? This little bastard isn't afraid of people. Hurry up and take the stick and beat it down." Zhao Wenshui's legs trembled, and he struggled to get closer to Little Hay. Little Hay opened its fangs slightly and barked at Zhao Wenshui a few times. Zhao Wenshui was so scared that he took a few steps back and didn't dare to go forward. Chapter 1574. This vicious dog was too fierce. It would be terrible if it bit him. Feng Zhangxia continued to urge him, "Second brother, hurry up. Don't just stand there. You're a big man. Can't you deal with a dog?" Zhao Wenshui felt that his dignity had been greatly insulted. He didn't know whether to go up or not. If he went up, he might be bitten by Little Hay. If he didn't go up, he would be called a coward by old Zhao's family. "Second brother, I beg you to hurry up and do it. My family's Ping-er girl has been tormented beyond recognition. She's even pregnant. What if she continues to be tormented?" Zhao Wenshui's legs trembled. He wiped the sweat on his forehead with his sleeve and slowly approached Little Hay. "Bastard, come down, come down." Zhao Wenshui waved the wooden stick a few times, but he didn't dare to get too close to Little Hay. "Woof, woof, woof." Little Hay barked a few times and looked at Zhao Wenshui with disdain. Zhao Wenshui felt that his dignity had been severely damaged. He couldn't live anymore. It was one thing for people to bully him, but now even a dog was bullying him. Wasn't it just because his wife was gone? Life was good now. Zhao Wenshui's heart was filled with anger. Suddenly, his courage grew. He took a step forward and swung the wooden stick at Little Black's body. Little Hay sensed the danger from Zhao Wenshui and quickly dodged the wooden stick in Zhao Wenshui's hand. However, he didn't want to let Zhao Ping go so easily. Before he got down from Zhao Ping, Little Hay bit hard on Zhao Ping's butt. Then they heard a heart-wrenching scream from old Zhao's courtyard. Ah, mother, it hurts so much. The little bastard actually bit my butt. Mother, hurts. Liang Jinxiao, who was watching from the side, was so anxious that he was about to cry. Little Hay's bite was really not light. He reckoned that the wound on Zhao Ping's buttocks was really deep. Injuries were secondary. The main thing was that being bitten by a dog was unusual. If he got sick, he would be in danger. Zhao Ping was not the same as before. She was not pregnant in the past, so it was fine to have some fun. But now that she was pregnant, what if she could not keep the baby in her belly? However, since she had already bitten him, there was nothing she could do even if she was anxious now. Little Black jumped down from Zhao Ping's body and rushed towards Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui saw that Little Black wanted to bite him, so he was so scared that he threw away the wooden stick in his hand. "Oh, help! Help!" Zhao Wenshui screamed. Little Hay continued to chase after Zhao Wenshui. He had no intention of letting Zhao Wenshui go. Old Zhao's courtyard was suddenly in a panic. Zhao Wenshui ran behind Liang Jinxiao and pulled Liang Jinxiao, saying, "Third sister-in-law, look, you asked me to drive this little bastard away. Now he's chasing me. Hurry up and stop him. What if he bites me?" Zhao Wenshui was a big man. At this time, he did not care about his face. He was so scared that he started to cry loudly. His tear-streaked face was very funny. However, Little Hay did not care about Liang Jinxiao at all. He bit Zhao Wenshui's trousers and then pulled. Zhao Wenshui fell heavily to the ground. "Ouch!" Zhao Wenshui shouted. His chin hit the ground, and he felt dizzy from the pain. Chapter 1575. After suffering this, Zhao Wenshui felt a wave of regret. Why did he come to join in the fun when he had nothing better to do? He could not lower himself to help Liang Jinxiao. Now, not only did he lose his dignity, he even lost more face. Later, others would definitely say that he was a man who could not even deal with a dog. What use was he in the future? This time, Zhao Wenshui was in so much pain that he did not have the strength to get up again. When Liang Jinxiao saw Zhao Wenshui like this, his heart thumped. He thought, it's over. What should I do now? It was fine that Little Hay dealt with Zhao Ping, but would it also teach Zhao Wenshui a lesson? Later, Zhao Wenshui would definitely ask the third branch for an explanation. "Second brother, how are you? Are you okay?" Liang Jinxiao asked weakly, feeling very guilty. She knew very well in her heart that how could Zhao Wenshui be okay after falling like this? She was just asking out of formality. With a bitter face, Zhao Wenshui lifted his head from the ground and said incoherently, it hurts so much. Third sister-in-law, quickly pull me up." Liang Jinxiao glanced at Zhao Wenshui and saw that Little Hay was still lying on Zhao Wenshui's body. He did not dare to take a step forward. "Second brother, Little Hay is very fierce. I don't dare to come up," Liang Jinxiao said apologetically. Zhao Wenshui's heart sank. Liang Jinxiao did not dare to take Little Hay away. Then, wouldn't he be tortured by Little Hay like Zhao Ping? He had seen Zhao Ping's miserable state. He did not want to suffer like Zhao Ping. "Third sister-in-law, I did this to help your Pinger. You have to be responsible for me," Zhao Wenshui said with snot and tears. He was still a little inarticulate. Liang Jinxiao frowned. He wanted to do something about it, but he couldn't. He was caught in a dilemma. "Second brother, I'm really sorry. I'm pregnant. If Little Black bumps into me, I'm afraid I won't be able to keep the baby." Liang Jinxiao was not doing this for herself. She was also thinking about the child in her belly. She was already 40 years old, and it was very easy for her to have a miscarriage, so she had to be careful in everything she did. Now, that Little Hay was fierce. If you were to pull him down like Quick Blade Zhao Wenshui, the child would definitely be lost. "Third sister-in-law, why are you like this?" Zhao Wenshui felt hopeless and cursed Liang Jinxiao at the same time. If he had known, He would not have meddled in other people's business. So what if Zhao Ping'er was bitten to death by Little He? He did not have to suffer. She was not his daughter. Now he had to suffer. Second brother, I'm really sorry about this. I'll drink a few more times later. You can come to my house to eat as an apology. At this moment, Zhao and Shui did not care about anything else. He just wanted to get away from Little He's claws as soon as possible. Little He treated Zhao Wenshui well. He only scratched a few wounds on Zhao Wenshui's body and did not bite Zhao Wenshui. After a while, Little He escaped from Zhao Wenshui's mountain. In the blink of an eye, he rushed out of old Zhao's house and went somewhere. The noisy scene in old Zhao's house suddenly stopped. Little He was very smart. He knew when to stop. He knew that he should leave quickly after cleaning up and wait for Zhao Yun'er to come back to support him. He did not want to be skinned alive if he fell into the hands of old Zhao's family. It was not until Little He left that Liang Jinxiao and Feng Zhangxia dared to help Zhao Ping'er and Zhao Wenshui up. Chapter 1576. Feng Zhangxia pinched her nose in disgust and let go of the hand that was supporting Zhao Ping. She called out to Liang Jinxiao, "Third sister-in-law, you support Ping'er? I'll help second brother." Liang Jinxiao nodded and responded, "Okay, sister-in-law." Zhao Ping'er was in too much pain from the fall. In addition, her butt was bitten and her back was scratched. Even with Liang Jinxiao supporting her, she could not stand up straight. "Whoa, mother!" Zhao Ping'er continued to cry. She was in so much pain that she couldn't help but call out for her mother. Liang Jinxiao's heart ached when she saw that Zhao Ping'er's body was stained with so much blood. No matter what, Zhao Ping'er was still her biological daughter. How many mothers could bear to see their biological daughter suffer like this? Thinking about it, Little He was really ruthless. He was so heavy-handed. If Zhao Wenshui hadn't chased him away, perhaps Zhao Ping'er's life would have been gone. "Ping'er, how are you feeling? Does it hurt?" Liang Jinxiao took out a handkerchief and wiped Zhao Ping'er's face that was stained with urine and dust on the ground. Zhao Ping'er grimaced and cried, "It hurts, mother. It hurts so much." "What does it hurt?" Liang Jinxiao hurriedly asked. "It hurts everywhere. Mother, that bastard is too ruthless. The flesh on my butt was almost bitten off." Liang Jinxiao glanced at Zhao Ping'er's butt. She saw that Zhao Ping'er's clothes were torn where Little He had bitten her butt. A piece of flesh seemed to have fallen off from the wound. It was a bloody mess and looked very terrifying. Liang Jinxiao's heart trembled as if the pain had been transferred to her body. "Ping'er, you've suffered. Mother will help you to lie down in the room. I'll get a doctor to take a look at you." Zhao Ping'er whimpered. Now that she had a headache and felt dizzy, she would let Liang Jinxiao arrange whatever Liang Jinxiao arranged. "Mother, then hurry up. Otherwise, I'll lose my life." Liang Jinxiao hurriedly responded, Okay. Ping'er, mother will go now. Rest in the room first. Mother will be there soon." "Woo-woo." Zhao Ping'er whimpered a few times in agreement. It took Liang Jinxiao a Herculean effort to bring Zhao Ping'er back to the room. Liang Jinxiao's body. Liang Jinxiao's mother was Jinxiao's. Zhao Jinxiao's mother. Zhao Ping'er suddenly grabbed Liang Jinxiao's hand and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Woo-woo, mother, my stomach hurts." As she spoke, Zhao Ping'er covered her stomach with her other hand and looked like she was in pain. Liang Jinxiao's heart skipped a beat. Stomach hurts? Could it be that she had really hurt the child? What if she had a miscarriage? After all, this was Zhao Ping'er's first child and the family Qin's first grandchild. If she had a miscarriage, it would be a big deal. "Ping'er, you..." Liang Jinxiao was so scared that her lips trembled and she was speechless. She hurriedly checked Zhao Ping'er's lower body and saw blood flowing out. She immediately panicked. "Ping'er, don't scare your mother." "Mother, my stomach hurts." Zhao Ping'er gritted her teeth and squeezed these words out of her mouth. Her forehead was covered with a layer of cold sweat. Zhao Ping'er's painful expression and the blood flowing out of Zhao Ping'er's lower body made Liang Jinxiao certain that Zhao Ping'er's child might really be miscarried this time. If her first child was miscarried easily, it would be difficult for her to have another child in the future. Chapter 1577. When Zhao Ping was divorced, she would have to return to the third branch. At that time, she would be together with Zhao Yin, and the two sisters would inevitably have conflicts. This was not the main point. If Zhao Ping stayed in her in-laws' house for a long time, the people in the village would definitely laugh at her. Thinking about it, she spent a lot of effort to marry Zhao Ping off. Wasn't it because she didn't want Zhao Ping to stay in her parents' house? For this reason, she even gave a lot of dowry. If Zhao Ping was divorced, it meant that all her previous efforts would be in vain. Faced with this situation, Liang Jinxiao was even more at a loss. Ping girl, you have to hold on. Don't let anything happen to you. Mother, pain woo. Zhao Ping cried and shouted. She was also very scared. Sister-in-law. Liang Jinxiao was at a loss and had to call Feng Zhangxia. Feng Zhangxia heard Liang Jinxiao's call. After helping Zhao Wenshui into the house, she hurried to the third branch's house. Third sister-in-law, what's wrong? Sister-in-law, look, Ping girl is bleeding down there. What should we do? Feng Zhangxia looked at Zhao Ping lower part. It seemed that there was indeed a lot of bleeding. Third sister-in-law, I'm afraid that Ping girl will have miscarriage. The child in her belly can't be saved. Sister-in-law, what should we do? Liang Jinxiao cried anxiously. While wiping his tears, he pulled Feng Zhangxia and asked. Feng Zhangxia comforted. Third sister-in-law, calm down first and take care of Ping girl. I'll call Dr. Sun and let Dr. Sun come over to see if the child in Ping girl's belly can be saved. Liang Jinxiao nodded heavily. Okay, sister-in-law, I'll have to trouble you. Please make a trip. Feng Zhangxia waved her hand. Third sister-in-law, you don't have to be so polite with me. Hurry up and look after Ping I'm going. As Feng Zhangxia spoke, she left the third branch's room and ran towards Dr. Sun's house. At this time, Dr. Sun was not having a good time at home. His children had caught him and reprimanded him for all the trouble he caused. He said that he was already so old, yet he was still embarrassing his grandchildren. Fortunately, they had already separated from each other. Otherwise, they wouldn't have the face to continue staying together. Compared to Ma Xiaofeng, old Madam Sun was the mother of Dr. Sun's children. If Dr. Sun really married Ma Xiaofeng, wouldn't the money that he had accumulated from treating patients over the years be given to this mistress? Their children might not even get a share after Dr. Sun's death. His children even threatened that if Dr. Sun really dared to divorce old lady Sun and marry Ma Xiaofeng or other women, they, as his children, would not collect his corpse after he died. This was an Achilles heel for Dr. Sunday, who didn't rely on their children to make arrangements for their funeral after they died. If his children ignored him, would he not be able to enter the ground and rot on his own? It was fine if Dr. Sun was laughed at by the villagers after he went out, but he was also disliked by his children at home. He and old Madam Sun were at loggerheads, and neither of them paid attention to the other. He didn't go out to treat patients for the past few days. He just stayed in the house and prepared to calm down for a few days. When Feng Zhangxia found Dr. Sun's house, old Madam Sun was sitting in the courtyard and Dr. Sun was not there. Feng Zhangxia went up to old Madam Sun and asked, Auntie Sun, is Dr. Sun at home? Something happened to my niece, and she might have a miscarriage. I want Dr. Sun to go and see her quickly. Maybe the child can still be saved. Chapter 1578. However, seeing that Feng Zhangxia came to find Dr. Sun, she knew that it was an emergency. The miscarriage of the child in her belly was a human life, not a trivial matter like catching a cold. She still replied with some displeasure, He died in the house. Feng Zhangxia was shocked when she heard this. Her lips trembled as she asked, What? Auntie Sun, Dr. Sun is dead? This, Dr. Sun is dead. Who will the village look for in the future? The corner of old lady Sun's mouth twitched. She felt that Feng Zhangxia was really stupid. Why couldn't she understand what she meant? She didn't say that Dr. Sun was really dead. It was just a metaphor. He's not dead, he's not dead. He's in the house. You can go find him yourself. Feng Zhangxiao was dumbfounded and muttered, "But Annie Sun, you just said that Dr. Sun died in the house." Old Lady Sun looked at Feng Zhangxia as if she was an idiot and said, "That's what I said. That damn old man hid in the house and didn't come out. People who didn't know would think that he died in the house." Only then did Feng Zhangxia understand that Old Lady Sun and Dr. Sun were throwing a tantrum. She had also heard about the matter between Dr. Sun and Old Lady Sunday. Ma Xiaofeng shamelessly seduced Dr. Sunday. Dr. Sun was already old, but he still fell for it. It was normal for Old Lady Sun to be angry. Feng Zhangxia comforted Old Lady Sun and said, "It will be fine in a few days. Wasn't it because of what happened yesterday? I guess Dr. Sun is feeling uncomfortable." The corner of Old Lady Sun's mouth twitched and she cursed. "He's feeling uncomfortable? I'm the one feeling uncomfortable. I didn't say anything. He hid in the house like a dead man." Feng Zhangxia smiled embarrassedly. "Auntie, you've been wronged." Old Lady Sun curled her lips. She was the one who had been wronged. With her previous temper, she would definitely skin Dr. Sun alive. He actually dared to go out and find another woman. How dare he? If it weren't for her children's persuasion, she would have already made a scene because she was afraid that she would really be divorced if she angered Dr. Sunday. "I'm too lazy to argue with him." Old Madam Sun snorted softly. Feng Zhangxia didn't say anything more to Old Lady Sunday. Instead, she entered Dr. Sun's house and called for Dr. Sunday. Dr. Sun looked indifferent. At this time, how could he still be in the mood to treat other people? The life and death of other people had nothing to do with him. Feng Zhangxia was a little anxious when she saw Dr. Sun's attitude. She hurriedly begged, "Dr. Sun, please come with me to have a look. It's a child after all. If we can't save him, he'll lose his life. Dr. Sun, if you can keep it, then it's a blessing." I'm not going. Dr. Sun waved his hand. He was still unwilling to go. If he went out and met other villagers, wouldn't he be laughed at again? Anyway, it was safer to stay at home than anywhere else. Feng Zhangxia stomped her feet anxiously. "Dr. Sun, please go and take a look. You're the only doctor in our village. If you don't go, who else can we find?" It was an emergency now. It would take a long time to send them to Yang City. The child would probably be lost. If you go and take a look, you'll have a chance. Dr. Sun frowned. "I say, why are you nagging and nagging? Aren't you annoying?" "Dr. Sun, it's not that I like to nag. It's that I have no choice. Just go." Chapter 1579. Only then did Feng Zhangxia let out a heavy sigh of relief. She smiled and said to Dr. Sun, Okay, I've really troubled you. Dr. Sunday AI, there's no other way. If it wasn't an emergency, I definitely wouldn't urge you to go in such a hurry." Dr. Sun responded faintly and came out of the house with a medicine box on his back. Old Lady Sun glanced at Dr. Sun faintly and sneered. Hee, you finally know to come out. I thought you died in the house." Dr. Sun glared at Old Lady Sun unhappily and said, "What are you talking about, old woman? Are you so eager for me to die?" Old Lady Sun sneered. "I'm not eager. It's just that if I do such a shameful thing, I won't have the face to see anyone. I'll definitely find a wall and kill myself." Dr. Sun trembled with anger at Old Lady Sun's words. "Damn old woman, I won't die. I'll anger you to death. If you don't die, then don't die. Anyway, it's a disgrace to live." Seeing that the two of them were about to quarrel, Feng Zhangxiao was afraid of wasting time and quickly said, Okay. Annie Sun, Dr. Sun, you two should stop quarreling. You're an old married couple. Whatever happens, it's a matter between the two of you. Can't the two of you live together? If you quarrel, aren't you afraid of being laughed at by others? Let bygones be bygones. It's useless to think about quarreling now. After being persuaded by Feng Zhangxia, both old Madam Sun and Dr. Sun knew that even if they quarreled, it was not good to quarrel in front of outsiders. They would just quarrel in private. "I'm too lazy to care about him. Hurry up and go to old Zhao's house to have a look. But damn old man, I'm warning you. If you don't come back quickly after you're done, don't blame me for being rude if you go to that little bitch again." The corner of Dr. Sun's mouth twitched. He was too lazy to say anything more to Old Lady Sunday. How would he dare to go to Ma Xiaofeng? If he was found out again, he would be stabbed in the back by the village. Old Zhao's eldest daughter-in-law. Let's go. Okay. Feng Zhangxia responded. The two of them rushed to Old Zhao's house one after another. When Dr. Sun arrived at Old Zhao's house, Zhao Ping was already lying weakly on the bed, unable to move. Once Feng Zhangxia arrived at the courtyard, she hurriedly shouted, Third sister-in-law, I've called Dr. Sun over. Don't worry. As they spoke, the two of them entered the room of the third branch. Dr. Sun hurriedly went forward to check, while Yang Jinxiao watched nervously from the side. Dr. Sun, how is it? How is my daughter? Can she keep the baby in her belly? Dr. Sun frowned and ignored Liang Jinxiao. Instead, he took out a pill from a medical box and stuffed it into Zhao Ping-er's mouth. After taking the pill, Zhao Ping-er's lower body seemed to have stopped bleeding. Then Dr. Sun pulled out Zhao Ping-er's pulse. Finally, he withdrew his hand and said to Liang Jinxiao, Fortunately, you called out in time. If you delayed for another quarter of an hour, the baby in your belly would have been gone. I'll write a prescription later and get you some medicine. Take a few meals and recuperate. I think the baby will be stable. Hearing Dr. Sun's words, the stone hanging in Liang Jinxiao's heart finally fell. Chapter 1580. Dr. Sun didn't say anything. In fact, he didn't want to come. If it weren't for Feng Zhangxia, he definitely wouldn't have come. Feng Zhangxia hurriedly took credit. Sister-in-law, I helped you persuade Dr. Sun to come over. After much persuasion, Dr. Sun finally came over. Liang Jinxiao understood Feng Zhangxia's meaning and said gratefully, Yes, sister-in-law, this matter is also thanks to you. I must thank you properly later. With Liang Jinxiao's words, Feng Zhangxia was relieved. She knew that she could get some benefits from the third branch later, but she pretended to be polite and replied, Oh, third sister-in-law, we are a family. Ping is also my niece. As her aunt, it is my duty to help. Sister-in-law, I still have to thank you. If I were alone, I would have panicked and didn't know what to do. Feng Zhangxia patted Liang Jinxiao's hand and said, Okay, now Ping-er is the most important. Quickly go back and get the medicine and boil it for Ping-er to drink. Yes. Liang Jinxiao nodded heavily. He felt that it was fortunate that the child in Zhao Ping-er's belly could be saved. Ping-er, how are you now? Liang Jinxiao came to Zhao Ping-er and asked Zhao Ping-er. Zhao Ping-er was still a little weak, but the pain in her belly was much better now. Zhao Ping replied weakly, Mother, it still hurts. Now my butt hurts badly. Liang Jinxiao thought that Zhao Ping-er's butt was bitten by Little Hay. The injury was not light, so it was natural that it would hurt now. So he hurriedly said to Dr. Sun, Dr. Sun, you should also take a look at Ping-er's butt. It was bitten by a dog. I don't know if it's serious. When Dr. Sun heard that he was going to take a look at Zhao Ping-er's butt, he was immediately traumatized. Previously, all these things happened because he took a look at Qian Chuanxiu's butt injury. Now, no matter who asked him to take a look at her butt, as long as it was a woman, he would never agree. Otherwise, who knew what would happen? Dr. Sun's face was cold, and he asked Liang Jinxiao, You, tell me, is it appropriate for your daughter to let me take a look at her butt? Liang Jinxiao was stunned for a moment before she realized what Dr. Sun meant. Zhao Ping-er was a lady in her 20s. It was indeed inappropriate for a man to look at her, but if he didn't take a look at Zhao Ping-er's butt injury, he would take a look at her to take a look at her butt injury test. But after being bitten by Little Hay, the situation should be very serious. It might even be life-threatening like Qian Chuanxiu. For a moment, Dr. T tests, but to take a look, T, take a look, T, take a look, T, take a look, T, to let T sin this day and age. Doctors were basically men. He had never heard of a female doctor. Otherwise, it would be good to let a female doctor take a look. If he didn't take a look at Dr. Sun, the other doctors he invited would definitely be men. Wasn't that the same thing? Feng Zhangxia who was listening on the side, couldn't help but say, "Dr. Sun, you should take a look at Ping-er." At this moment, no one knows that Ping-er's but was bitten by a dog except for us. If you secretly take a look, no one else will know. When Liang Jinxiao heard this, he felt that Feng Zhangxia's words were very reasonable. Although Zhao Ping would suffer a little, it was better than losing her life, right? Chapter 1581. Liang Jinxiao was willing, but Dr. Sun was not. Sister, do you think that I haven't been taught a lesson by my family's old woman enough? What if I lose my life after I cure your daughter? Don't say anything. I've already done my best to help you save the child. I won't help you look for another doctor. Seeing Dr. Sun's angry and determined look, Liang Jinxiao knew that no matter how much he owed Dr. Sun would not listen to him. Dr. Sun hurriedly waved his hand and said, Okay, stop talking. There are thousands of doctors. It's not like you can't find someone else. Why do you have to harm me? Hurry up and pay for the medical expenses. I have to go back. Liang Jinxiao sighed and had no choice but to agree. The medical expenses this time were not cheap. It cost a total of 2 taels of silver. Liang Jinxiao counted the money she had on hand. There were only a few taels of silver left. She had to prepare for Zhao Yin's wedding later. She didn't know if it was enough to spend. In Zhao Ping-er's current situation, she naturally had to help pay for the 2 taels of silver. However, if the injury on Zhao Ping-er's buttocks was not treated, it would only get worse if it was delayed. She had to continue to find a doctor to take a look at Zhao Ping-er. Dr. Sun took a bottle of ointment and asked Liang Jinxiao to help Zhao Ping-er. As for the effect, Dr. Sun could not guarantee that it could cure the injury on Zhao Ping-er's buttocks. It was better than nothing. A dog bite was not a trivial matter, so it had to be dealt with properly. Many people ended up dying because of dog bites. After sending Dr. Sun away, Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Ping lying on the bed. She felt very distressed, but there was nothing she could do. Girl, it's a good thing that the child in your belly is safe. Later, find another doctor to take a look at the injury on your buttocks. It should be able to be cured. Zhao Ping gritted her teeth in pain and said to Liang Jinxiao fiercely, Mother, it's all because of Zhao Yin's damn dog that I'm so miserable. When Zhao Yin comes back, I must seek justice. I must make her skin that damn dog and stew it. Liang Jinxiao sighed. She knew that Zhao Yin treasured Little Black very much. It was impossible to let Zhao Yin kill Little Black. It was impossible. You can't bite the dog. You. Zhao Ping's heart was filled with anger. How could she be willing to let Little Black go? Mother, no, I don't agree. In any case, I must skin that damn dog. Otherwise, I won't be able to swallow this anger. Girl, you know Yin's temper. Little Black is her dog. If she doesn't agree, then you can't touch it. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said to Liang Jinxiao with an aggrieved face, Mother, you only know how to favor Zhao Yin. Zhao Yin's dog almost caused the child in my belly to die. It's fine if I don't get even with her, but can I get even with a dog? Can a dog's life be compared to the child in my belly? Mother, look at how badly I've been injured by this damn dog. Liang Jinxiao glanced at Zhao Ping. Indeed, Zhao Ping was seriously injured. Little Black had gone too far this time. Sigh. Let's wait for Yin to come back and tell Yin. Let's see what Yin says. Chapter 1582. All right. Ping, don't be angry. Lie down on the bed and rest for a while. Mother will boil some hot water and bring it over to wipe your body. At this time, Zhao Ping not only smelled of urine on her head, but there was also blood between her thighs. She had to wash it properly. Zhao Ping was very weak and did not have the energy to make a fuss. She could only let Liang Jinxiao go. She thought that she did not have to set up the breakfast stall anymore. She and Ma Xiaofeng were both injured. It was really a coincidence. Liang Jinxiao went out of the third branch's room, boiled some hot water, and cleaned up Zhao Ping. Then, he went to the second branch's room and checked on Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui's situation was not optimistic. He was seriously injured and was lying on the bed, crying out in pain. After being sent to the second branch's room, Zhao Wenshui had an idea. He felt that it was not bad luck that he was injured this time. Now, he could find an excuse to let Liang Jinxiao take care of him. He could not move in bed. Liang Jinxiao should at least take care of his food and drink. As long as he had food every day, it was okay for him to be injured. Zhao Wenshui was a little unhappy when he thought about how he asked Hua Chunhua for food and was scolded by Hua Chunhua. He did not care about Zhao Jing, and Zhao Tianyu. He let them eat behind Hua Chunhua, and he ate alone in the third branch's room. The food in the third branch's room was good, and he could enjoy it for a while. Liang Jinxiao glanced at Zhao Wenshui and asked, "Second brother, how are you? Third sister-in-law, are you blind? Can't you see how I am now?" "Ah, second brother, I'm sorry. Thanks to you today." "Third sister-in-law, what's the use of saying that? You have to be responsible for me." Liang Jinxiao was slightly stunned and said, "Second brother, I'll call Dr. Sun for you now. I forgot to let Dr. Sun take a look at your injury just now." Liang Jinxiao said with a tinge of guilt in her voice, "There's no need for that, but third sister-in-law, I'm injured and can't get out of bed. I need to recuperate in bed. You have to bring me some food every day, right?" Liang Jinxiao thought for a moment and hurriedly replied, "Brother Tingrui, that's not a problem. I'll send some over to you when I have my meal. But are you sure you don't want Dr. Sun to take a look at your injuries?" "It's fine. I wasn't bitten. It's just a scratch. I'll be fine after some rest," Zhao Wenshui said nonchalantly. The reason why Zhao Wenshui didn't want Dr. Sun to come over and take a look was that he was afraid that Dr. Sun would say that it was fine after taking a look at it. He would then apply some ointment on it, and it would be fine in a few days. How could he freeload off the third branch's food for a while then? Liang Jinxiao sighed. "All right then, second brother. Have a good rest. If there's anything, just tell me." Got it. Then I'll leave first." "Okay." Liang Jinxiao left the second branch's room and went to take care of Zhao Ping again. On the other hand, Zhao Yin picked mint from the mountain. During this season, there were many wildflowers on the mountain. Zhao Yin picked a lot of wildflowers back and weaved 2 garlands, one on her head and the other on Daoda's head. After dressing up, the pink and tender Dada became as delicate as a porcelain doll. Zhao Yin stared at Daoda with satisfaction and said with a smile, "You look good. Mother, you look good with a garland too. You look like a fairy from heaven." Chapter 1583. Daoda shook his head. No, Daoda has never seen one before. But Daddy and Daoda said that fairies from the heavens are very beautiful. Since Mother is so beautiful right now, then you must be a fairy from the heavens. Zhao Yin was amused by Daoda's words. He was so sweet at such a young age. What would he be like when he grew up? Daoda should be able to grow into a graceful and elegant young man by the time he was 17 or 18 years old. Coupled with what he was saying to her now, his flirting skills should be very good. She would definitely be able to bring back a daughter-in-law without even doing anything herself. With that thought, Zhao Yin felt that her precious son was becoming more and more promising. He was much better than Mu Yanfeng. Mu Yanfeng's flirting skills were probably not even half of Daoda's. Is that so? Is Mother really that beautiful? Daoda nodded heavily and said in a soft voice, "Of course, Mother. You are the most beautiful person Daoda has ever heard of." It was said that beauty was in the eye of the beholder. It turned out that in her son's eyes, she could also become a beauty. Zhao Yin was amused by Daoda and was in a very good mood. She held Daoda's hand and was about to go down the mountain when she suddenly saw the figure of a familiar plant on the mountain. Zhao Yin looked into the depths of the forest and saw a few red things among the sparse green leaves. It was a raspberry. If she wasn't wrong, it should be a raspberry. Zhao Yin said to Daoda, "Daoda, just stand here for a while. Mother will go in and take a look." Daoda raised his cute little face and asked Zhao Yin, "Mother, what are you going to see?" Zhao Ping touched Daoda's face and said, "You have to see if it's delicious. If it's delicious, I'll pick it for you to eat." "Oh, Mother, then you go." Yeah. Zhao Yin walked towards the depths of the forest. Fortunately, it was broad daylight, so there shouldn't be any danger. However, there were too many weeds on the ground, so it was easy to get scratched, especially the thorns on the ground. They had thorns, and when they pierced into the flesh, it would be very painful. That was why Zhao Yun'er had asked Daodu to stand still and not come in. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth hurting Daodu. After spending a lot of effort, Zhao Yun'er finally walked in. When she got closer, she realized that it was indeed a raspberry. This season was the time when the raspberries were ripe. They covered the shed and grew on the stems. They were bright red and made people drool just by looking at them. Looking at the large patch of raspberries growing, they couldn't finish it no matter how many they picked. Zhao Yun'er hurriedly tore off a raspberry and stuffed it into her mouth. A sweet taste filled her entire mouth, along with the fragrance of the fruit. Zhao Yun'er remembered that when she was young, she followed behind her grandfather in the countryside. There were many raspberries on the back mountain of her grandfather's house. When the raspberries ripened, many children in the village would run up the mountain to pick them. At that time, children had too few snacks. Raspberries were sweet and sour and were very tempting to children. However, because there were too many people picking the raspberries, each person could only eat a small portion during the ripening period. Although she could eat more fruits when she grew up, they were not as delicious as the raspberries in her memory. When she returned to the city, she didn't eat raspberries anymore. She didn't expect that she would eat raspberries again after she transmigrated. Perhaps it was God's blessing for her? No matter what, seeing so many raspberries made Zhao Yun'er very excited. Chapter 1584. Looking at so many raspberries, Zhao Yun'er was satisfied and carried the basket on her back. Then she came out of the woods and walked to Lil P with a handful of raspberries in her hand. Here, Daodu, try it and see if it's delicious. Daodu looked at the bright red fruit and didn't know what a raspberry was. He looked up and asked Zhao Yun'er, "Mother, what is this? Is it delicious?" Zhao Yun'er patiently explained to Daodu, "This thing is called a raspberry. It's sweet and sour, and it's delicious. Try it." "Uh-huh," Daodu responded in a soft voice. Then he grabbed a raspberry from Zhao Yun'er's hand and stuffed it into his mouth. After tasting the sweet taste, Daodu's small eyes narrowed in satisfaction. Then he smiled at Zhao Yun'er and said, "Mother, it's really delicious. That's for sure. Here, Daodu, grab some for yourself and eat as we walk. Mother still has a lot of raspberries in her basket." Okay. Daodu grabbed a handful of raspberries and followed Zhao Yun. The mother and son ate as they walked down the mountain. After picking so many raspberries, Zhao Yun'er guessed that the children would like to eat them. First, she wanted to give some raspberries to Mulan's children. The villagers didn't go to the mountains often, and there weren't any raspberries at the foot of the mountain, so they hadn't seen them before. When Zhao Yun'er brought them over, it was the first time the children had eaten them. Seeing the satisfied smiles on the children's faces as they ate the raspberries, Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but smile. She was in a very good mood, because she picked so many raspberries. Even though she gave a lot to Mulan's family, she still had a lot left. These raspberries had to be eaten within a day or two. Otherwise, they would spoil easily like strawberries. It would be a waste if they couldn't eat them. However, if they couldn't finish them, Zhao Yun'er had a way to keep the raspberries. These raspberries were similar to blueberries and strawberries. They could be made into raspberry jam, which would taste better when eaten. Mulan saw that Zhao Yun'er brought something good over again and said embarrassedly, "Yun'er, look at you. You like to give anything good to us." "I'm so embarrassed." Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, "It's okay, it's just some wild fruit. It's not something good. Sister Mulan, you don't have to be so polite with me. It's not easy for you to come back. If Daodu likes it, Daodu can eat." Daodu gave Mulan a sweet smile and said, "Aunt Mulan, Daodu can't finish it alone. He wants to share it with Brother San and Sister Hua and Hua." It was rare for such a young child to share with others. Mulan stroked Daodu's head and said, "Thank you, Daodu. You're welcome." "Haha, Sister Mulan. It's good that the children like it. I'll pick some more when I go up the mountain." Mulan was embarrassed to ask Zhao Yun to send more to their family. So she said to Zhao Yun, next time you go up the mountain, call me. Let's go up the mountain together and pick some more. Zhao Yun agreed with a smile. Seeing the children eating happily, Mulan was also happy. After all, life was too hard. If you could eat good food every day, the children wouldn't care so much about eating raspberries. Chapter 1585. When Mulan saw the children eating raspberries, she suddenly remembered that she still had watermelons in her family's fields. In fact, fields in the countryside were relatively rare. Very few farmers were willing to use their fields to grow watermelons and the like. After all, these things were not as practical as food. It just so happened that they had just separated this year, so they could freely use their fields. In the beginning, Mulan and Zhao Yun sold breakfast together, so their income was good. They did not rely on the few plots of land at home to survive. Previously, the children had mentioned to her that they wanted to eat watermelons. Since it was the season to plant watermelons, Mulan asked Zhu Eru to plant some. They did not plant too much, only a little bit of land. They did not sell these watermelons, but it was enough for their family to eat. Hearing Mulan's words, Zhao Yun was a little expectant. Watermelons were the best fruit to quench thirst, especially in this kind of weather. It would probably be hot in half a month. They picked a watermelon from the ground and soaked it in the well water. The iced watermelon was very refreshing to eat. Zhao Yun, and Mulan were polite. She smiled and said, "Okay, then we will be blessed." Haha, of course. Yin, if you want to eat it, you can continue to plant it now. Our family planted spring crops. You can plant summer crops now. You can eat it in about August. Zhao Yun heard Mulan's words and felt that it was quite good. It was still very hot in August. It was just right to eat some watermelons. After the third branch separated from old Zhao's family, they were given a few acres of land. Later, he would tell Zhao Wenhua and ask Zhao Wenhua to plant some watermelons. Okay, then I will plant some later. If the children like it, I will plant it for them. Yeah, we don't have anything good to eat usually. The few fields that we were reluctant to part with in the past can be moved out now. Let's plant it for them. We can also get something to eat while we are at it. Okay. As the two of them were talking, Zhu Qiao walked to Mulan and pulled Mulan's hand. Second aunt, Qiao also wants to eat. Zhu Qiao pointed to the raspberries in the children's hands. Mulan smiled awkwardly. Zhu Qiao wanted it personally. As an aunt, if she did not give it to her, wouldn't it be too stingy? Thus, Mulan looked at the children and said to Hua, Hua, and San "Can you share some for Qiao?" San straightforwardly took out a handful of raspberries and handed them to Zhu Qiao. "Come, Sister Qiao, you eat." Zhu Qiao took the raspberry from San hand and ate it happily. After a while, the RTO eat the raspberries Qiao, 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 Qiao to eat to Qiao. Zhu Qiao stretched out her hand in front of Hua and Hua, indicating that Hua and Hua should give her some. Hua and Hua were naturally unhappy. "Didn't San already give it to you?" "Qiao, to eat, Qiao. I haven't eaten enough. You have to give me some." Zhu Qiao said matter-of-factly. Qiao Qiao's attitude made Qiao Qiao even more unhappy. "Why should we give it to you? You have eaten and you still want to eat. Yeah, it's not like we didn't give it to you. Why you always want to snatch our food? I won't give it to you anyway. I won't give it to you either." Chapter 1586. Mulan frowned. She couldn't do anything if the children didn't want to give it to Zhu Qiao. Moreover, it wasn't that she didn't give it to Zhu Qiao, but Zhu Qiao continued to ask for it after eating it. Mulan didn't like Zhu Qiao. This child liked to do things according to her temperament. In the end, it was the adults who didn't discipline her well. Zhu Qiao took it for granted that she would ask for things from others. She was just like Madame Qi. If she gave it to her this time, she would probably ask for more next time. So, she couldn't start this and continue to spoil her. So Mulan said patiently, "Qiao, didn't Santa give you some just now? They don't have much left now, so they can't give it to you anymore. Zhu Qiaoer glared at Mulan and complained unhappily, "Second aunt, you're so stingy." With that, Zhu Qiaoer ran away. Mulan was slightly stunned, and there was a touch of bitterness in the corner of her mouth. She actually said that she was stingy? Mulan didn't want to argue with a child. After all, children's words carried no harm. If she argued, it would be her fault. After sighing in her heart, Mulan decided not to take Zhu Qiaoer's words to heart. Zhao Yun'er watched from the side and was a little speechless. Sure enough, like the adults, like the children, children were born with similar temperaments. They had to rely on the guidance and education of adults. People like Zhu Dainiu and Madame Qi taught Zhu Qiaoer to be a little willful. She thought that she could get whatever she wanted and didn't care if others were willing or not. She wasn't grateful for what others shared. Instead, she was insatiably greedy. This kind of child would be a scourge to society when she grew up. Although she still had a lot of raspberries in her basket, she didn't like to give them to such a brat. Zhu Qiaoer ran away from Mulan and went to Madame Qi. "Mother, I want to eat the wild fruits that Santa and the others eat, but second aunt won't give it to me." Madame Qi finally finished weaving a basket. Now that she was taking a break to catch her breath, Zhu Qiaoer went to her and annoyed her again. "If you don't want to eat it, then don't eat it. What's the use of telling me, you damn girl?" Hearing the displeasure in Madame Qi's tone, Zhu Qiaoer pursed her lips. "Mother, Qiaoer wants to eat. Go and talk to second aunt and get some for Qiaoer." After Madame Qi rested, she was unwilling to move. She waved her hand and said, "If you can't get it, how can I get it?" Zhu Qiaoer pouted even more and looked at her with dissatisfaction. "Mother, you're not treating Qiaoer well. Qiaoer will tell father later. Father will definitely scold you." Although Zhu Qiaoer was young, she was able to observe the relationship between adults. Other things couldn't scare Madame Qi, but Zhu Dainiu was the only person she was afraid of. Madame Qi listened to Zhu Qiaoer's words. This damn child actually knew how to use Zhu Dainiu to scare her. However, Madame Qi was frightened. After all, Zhu Dainiu was very serious when he got angry. He might do something to her. If she was beaten up by Zhu Dainiu, she would lose a layer of skin. Madame Qi struggled in her heart and finally stood up. Okay. Mother will get it for you." Zhu Qiaoer nodded with satisfaction. "Okay." Madame Qi went to Mulan and said to Mulan, "Second sister-in-law, my Qiaoer just wants some wild fruits to eat. Why don't you give it to her? You're Qiaoer's second aunt. Why are you so stingy?" Chapter 1587. Madame Qi snorted. "What do you mean by already giving a handful? Children like to eat. So, can't you give them more?" "Stingy." Listening to Madame Qi's scolding, Zhao Yun'er felt that it was extremely ironic. She didn't know where Madame Qi got the cheek to say that Mulan was stingy. "I say, sister-in-law Mulan, you're wrong. You said that Mulan is stingy, but why is it that every time I see Mulan giving your children food, I don't see you giving Mulan and the other children anything to eat? If we're talking about stinginess, I think that sister-in-law Mulan is far inferior to you. Moreover, even if Mulan wants to give, the things are in the hands of the children. If the children don't give, what can she do?" Zhao Yun'er's words left Madame Qi speechless. Madame Qi thought about it. Indeed, she had never given Mulan's children anything. It was always Mulan's family who gave her children food. Madame Qi's gaze fell on the raspberries in Zhao Yun'er's basket, and she said to Zhao Yun, "My second sister-in-law doesn't have them, but don't you have so many in your basket? What's wrong with giving some to my Qiao? How much can a child eat?" Zhao Yun'er felt that Madame Qi was simply baffling. She wasn't related to Zhu Qiaoer, so why should she give her things to Zhu Qiaoer? Thinking about it, Zhu Qiaoer was a little better before, and her temperament wasn't so strange. During this period of time, she was probably spoiled by Zhu Dainiu and influenced by Madame Qi's behavior, so she became like this. After all, adults had a deep influence on children, and children would imitate adults' behavior and way of doing things. At this time, Madame Chi didn't reason with Zhu Qiao and discipline this child. Instead, she came to her and Mulan to say these things. This would only make Zhu Qiao feel that she was right to ask for things. Why should I give? Even if it's thrown away, that's my business. Unless I take the initiative to give it to them, no one will be left behind. Although your Qiao is a child and has nothing to do with me, if you want to eat it, go up the mountain and get it for her yourself. There are many of them on the mountain. When Madame Chi heard this, she gritted her teeth and said unhappily, "If you don't want to give it to me, then don't give it to me." After saying that, he turned around and left in a huff. Zhu Qiao looked at Madame Chi anxiously. "Qiao, you hurt yourself. Mother asked for it for you. If others don't give it to Mother, there's nothing Mother can do." Zhu Qiao pursed her lips. Thinking about the taste of raspberries, she felt a little indignant. "Mother, didn't you say that we can pick raspberries to eat in the mountains? Why don't you go to the mountain and pick some for me too?" "Qiao, the mountain is dangerous. There are many man-eating monsters. If you go up there, you might even lose your life. It's not worth it for this little bit of food." "But Qiao really wants to eat. I say, why don't you listen to me? You want to eat it, but I can't get it. I even asked for it for you just now. What do I do if they don't give it to me? Even if I ask your father, it's not unreasonable." All right, don't make a fuss in front of me. I still have to continue weaving baskets." "Mother, why are you so annoying? Can't you see that your mother is busy?" "Boo-hoo," Zhu Qiao cried aggrievedly. Madame Chi was really at her wit's end. She could only say, "Don't cry. If you really want to eat it, wait for your father to come back and tell him to go up the mountain to pick it. Okay?" Chapter 1588. Seeing that Zhu Qiao was no longer making a fuss and pushing all the blame to Zhu Dainyu, Madame Chi heaved a heavy sigh of relief. If this child were to make a fuss again, she wouldn't know what to do. She was already tired to death every day and her head hurt badly. Now that Zhu Qiao was making a fuss, the pain was unbearable. Speaking of Zhu Dainyu, at this time the sun was very hot. After Zhu Dainyu woke up early to do some work, the sun was very strong in the fields. He was very hot, so he came back with a hoe. "Mother, father is back," Zhu Qiao shouted in surprise. Madame Chi greeted Zhu Qiao. "Go and tell your father when he's back." Yes. Zhu Qiao quickly ran to Zhu Dainyu. "What's wrong, Qiao?" Zhu Dainyu rubbed Zhu Qiao's head and asked. "Father, Qiao wants to eat something. It's on the mountain. Can you pick it for Qiao?" Zhu Dainyu asked curiously. "What is it? Tell me first, then I can agree." Zhu Qiao pointed to the raspberries in the children's hands and said, "Father, it's that red fruit. It's delicious. It's on the mountain." Zhu Dainyu took a look and frowned. So it was something for children to eat. It looked like a snake fruit. "Qiao, it's very dangerous on the mountain. Father won't go. If you want to eat something later, Father will go to town to buy it for you." For so many years, the villagers didn't dare to go into the mountain. If they encountered some wild beasts, no one would know if they were eaten, except for some hunters who had no choice but to go to the mountain to make a living. So Zhu Dainyu didn't dare. It wasn't worth it for children to eat. However, Zhu Qiao was unhappy. "No, Father, I want to eat this." But Father can't get it. If something happens to Father in the mountain, who will feed the family in the future? Zhu Qiao didn't understand this. She threw a tantrum and said, No, I want to eat it. Qiao wants to eat this." Zhu Dainyu was in a bit of a dilemma. Seeing Zhu Qiao making a fuss, he felt very uncomfortable. Madame Chi walked over and complained in front of Zhu Dainyu. "Dainyu, look at Qiao. She's getting more and more out of hand. Just now I asked Zhao Yun and second sister-in-law for some, but I couldn't get any. I told her that the mountain was dangerous and she couldn't go, but she insisted on eating." Zhu Dainyu glanced at Zhu Qiao, then glanced at the basket on her back and sighed helplessly. "Since I can't get it for free, I'll just spend some money to buy some." Therefore, Zhu Dainyu walked up to Zhao Yun and asked politely, "Miss Yun, I see that you still have a lot of fruits left after carrying them. I don't think you can finish them. Why don't you see if you can sell some to my family? Qiao is really noisy." Zhao Yun directly refused. "I'm sorry, I have other uses for them if I can't finish them." I can't sell them to you. Miss Yinner, if you can't, sell less so that Shower won't make a fuss anymore. Zhao Yinner curled her lips. Just let the child make a fuss. It's not a problem. There must be other ways to make her stop crying, right? As an adult, don't you know how to discipline her? If you really want to buy it, I'll sell it to you for 200 copper coins per caddy. Half a caddy is 100 copper coins. Hearing so much money, Madame Qi hurriedly interrupted. Zhao Yun'er, you're asking for too much. 200 copper coins per caddy. Even meat isn't as expensive as this. Chapter 1589. Madame Qi couldn't win against Zhao Yun'er, so she tugged at Zhu Daniu's sleeve and said, Daniu, why buy this? It's 200 copper coins per caddy. We don't know how many caddies of meat we can buy with this. If we save this money, we can't buy any good food later. Chow, don't let her do as she pleases. Zhu Daniu thought about it and agreed. It was a few copper coins per caddy. It was still possible to buy a caddy for Zhu Qiao. However, it was only a few hundred copper coins. How could it be worth it? Then don't buy it. Zhu Daniu said. Father, Qiao just wants to eat this. Originally, Zhu Daniu wanted to go along with Zhu Qiao. Since it was so expensive and Zhu Qiao was still making a fuss, Zhu Daniu lectured Zhu Qiao with a cold face. Qiao, I'll give you whatever you want. As long as I can give it, I'll give it to you. However, this thing is very expensive. Why do you still want to eat it? Isn't it better to buy a few more caddies of meat later? Zhu Qiao pursed her lips. Seeing San and Hua eating happily, she swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva. Zhu Qiao wasn't stupid. She knew how to read people's expressions. If Zhu Daniu didn't look good, he would definitely not agree to buy it for her. No matter how much she made a fuss, it would be useless. If she continued to make a fuss, she might even be beaten with a stick. Father, you said that you have to buy meat for Qiao later. Zhu Qiao emphasized. She was afraid that Zhu Daniu would go back on his words. In the end, she wouldn't be able to eat the raspberries or the meat. Zhu Daniu nodded and said, Okay, I'll definitely do what I promised Xiao. Madame Qi was excited when she heard that Zhu Daniu wanted to buy meat. She hadn't eaten meat for a while and was dying of hunger. She didn't expect to be able to eat it this time with Zhu Qiao's help. Seeing that Zhu Daniu didn't want to buy the raspberries, Zhao Yun'er stopped arguing with him. She didn't stay at Mu Lan's house for long before leaving with Dao Du. On the way back, Zhao Yun'er put down the basket on her back and went to the third branch first. She would come back in the afternoon to prepare the remaining raspberries into raspberry jam. Xiao He also didn't know which corner it came out from. It came to Zhao Yun'er and turned around. Zhao Yun'er noticed something unusual about Little Black and asked, Little Black, what's wrong? Little Black barked a few times and wagged its tail even more vigorously, becoming even more clingy toward her. Zhao Yun'er didn't understand dog language, so she couldn't understand Blackie's words. Okay, Little Black, don't stick to me. I have to go to my mother's place, Zhao Yun'er said. However, Xiao He continued to pester Zhao Yun'er, refusing to let Zhao Yun'er leave. Zhao Yun'er was very puzzled. Xiao He's behavior seemed to be because of something. Little Black, let's go together. Tian is still at my mother's place. I don't know how Tian is now. I have to go and take a look. Seeing that it couldn't stop Zhao Yun'er, Xiao He felt a little guilty and seemed disappointed. Zhao Yun'er frowned and wondered if something had happened. Xiao He's reaction was strange. Little Black, aren't you going? Zhao Yun'er called out. Xiao He lay on the ground and whimpered a few times but didn't get up. Zhao Yun'er sighed. Okay, then you don't have to go. I'm going. I'll bring you some food later. You can stay at home and accompany Xiao Mao. Xiao He continued to whimper. Zhao Yun'er sighed and left with Dao Du. She wondered if Xiao He was sick. Chapter 1590. It was not like in the 21st century, where dogs could be taken to a pet hospital. Zhao Yun was going to wait and see. Maybe Little He was fine. Little He was not an ordinary dog. It should not be so fragile. It was not until Zhao Yun brought Daodu to the third branch that she understood why Little Hay did not follow. It turned out that it knew that it had done something bad and was afraid of being punished, so it simply avoided it. Zhao Yun sighed helplessly. This Little Hay was really smarter than humans. Once they arrived at old Zhao's house, Feng Zhangxia saw Zhao Yun coming over. She pulled Zhao Yun aside and told her about what had happened in old Zhao's house just now. After Zhao Yun heard it, she was a little stunned. Her family's Little Hay was really brave. A dog that had not fully grown up actually beat up both Zhao Ping, and Zhao Wenshui. However, Zhao Yun happened to hate these two people. It was good that Little Hay taught them a lesson this time. Let these two people suffer, otherwise they would be so lively on normal days. At this time, Liang Jinxiao also came out of the house. She sat in front of Zhao Yun and said a lot of things. The meaning of his words revealed that he was worried about Zhao Ping and blamed Little Hay. Zhao Yun, it was very clear about Little Hay. As long as it was not provoked, Little Hay would never bite people. Since it bit Zhao Ping, it must be Zhao Ping who did something. So when Liang Jinxiao scolded Little Hay, Zhao Yun did not listen at all. Yun, your family's Little Hay is very fierce. It is more dangerous now. You better buy a chain to tie it up. Otherwise, it will not be good if it hurts others. After all, Pinger is one of us. If she's injured, no one will pursue the matter. Liang Jinxiao reminded. Zhao Yun pursed her lips and faintly replied, Mother, I think my Little Black is quite good. It hasn't bitten anyone for so long. Normally, the people bitten by Little Black were definitely not good people. This time, it's probably Sister Ping, who provoked Little Black, right? Liang Jinxiao sighed. Actually, Pinger didn't do anything. Xiao He is too hot-tempered. He's only targeting Ping. Zhao Yun snorted. Mother, don't think that Little Black is just a dog. It's actually very smart. He understood everything you said. Ping, it didn't do anything. Did she say anything? Liang Jinxiao frowned. I don't think so, no. Mother, that's impossible. Out of so many people, my Little Black didn't bite, but he insisted on Ping. I don't believe it. Seeing that Zhao Yun was completely protecting Little Black, and then thinking about it, Zhao Pinger did say that she wanted to skin Little Black and eat dog meat, and Zhao Yun hit Little Black first. Little Black resisted. Liang Jinxiao felt guilty and didn't say anything else. Whether Little Black was punished or not, it was still up to Zhao Pinger to decide. Let Zhao Pinger make a fuss. She was in the middle, so it wasn't easy for her to mediate this matter. At this moment, Zhao Ping was lying miserably in the third room. Zhao Yun didn't even look at her. Instead, she walked to the cradle, picked up Tian Tian from the cradle, and coaxed Tian Tian gently. Tian Tian, Zhao Yun called. Tian Tian giggled, revealing a sweet smile. The pink and tender baby melted Zhao Yun's heart. Zhao Yun hugged Tian Tian and swayed a few times. Chapter 1591. Mother, Zhao Ping was injured now, and her body was very weak. It was very difficult for her to even speak loudly. Liang Jinxiao heard Zhao Ping's call and hurriedly responded. Pinger, what's wrong? Mother, is Zhao Yun back? Hurry up and ask her to come in and give me a proper explanation. Liang Jinxiao frowned and hurriedly responded. Then he said to Zhao Yun, do you want to go in and have a word with Ping? Zhao Yun felt that it was very ironic. Ask her for an explanation? What kind of explanation could she give? This matter was clearly Zhao Ping's fault. Was she supposed to apologize or compensate her? Or hand Little Black over to Zhao Ping for her to deal with? These were all impossible. Zhao Yun was a person who would protect her own. Since Little Black was her dog, no one could touch a single strand of Little Black's fur. Thus, Zhao Yun calmly replied to Liang Jinxiao. Mother, what do you want me to say to Sister Ping? Say. Liang Jinxiao stuttered at Zhao Yun's question. He didn't know how to answer Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun curled her lips and chuckled. Mother, since there's nothing to say, then I won't go in. Liang Jinxiao was a little anxious for a moment. Given Zhao Ping-er's condition, she couldn't get angry. The more Zhao Yun refused to go in and didn't say anything, the more Zhao Ping would make a fuss. It wouldn't be good if her injuries were to worsen. Zhao Yun ignored Liang Jinxiao and played with Tian Tian instead. Because the child was well-nourished, the meat on her face was increasing day by day. She was as chubby as a doll. Seeing that Zhao Yun was taking a long time to come in, Zhao Ping impatiently urged her again. Liang Jinxiao sighed and entered the room of the third branch. Zhao Ping heard Liang Jinxiao's words and got up from the bed a little angrily. Mother, if that be *TCH doesn't come in, I'll go out and reason with her. Liang Jinxiao hurriedly stopped Zhao Ping. Ping-er, you're still seriously. Listen to me. Let's forget about this matter. Anyway, we won't be able to reason with her. After all, Little Black is a dog. How can we blame a dog for what it did? Animals don't understand human nature. We can't argue with animals, right? Zhao Ping shook her head. Mother, you're wrong. Zhao Ping-er's dog doesn't understand human nature. It's even more shrewd than humans. It deliberately wanted to bite me and made me like this. Anyway, I have to skin that damn dog and eat its meat. But you're seriously injured now. Why don't you wait until you're better before talking to Yin about this matter? Why don't you rest well now? No, Mother, I have to go now. You see, isn't Zhao Yun too much? I'm so seriously injured that I almost couldn't keep the child in my belly. Is it possible that I'm worse than a dog? Why does she have to treat me like this? Even if she wants to reason with Li Zheng, it's her fault. Liang Jinxiao was very tired. No matter what she said or did now, it wouldn't please her two daughters. Since Zhao Ping-er was so insistent, Liang Jinxiao could only let Zhao Ping-er do as she pleased. All right. Little Ping-er, even if you want to go out, you should be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Got it. Zhao Ping-er replied impatiently and then slowly walked out of the room. The third branch was annoyed. As long as Zhao Ping-er came back, Zhao Yun'er would be angered once. Her mother was fine in other aspects. The only bad thing was that she could not bear to part with Zhao Ping-er and cared too much about her. Otherwise, she should not care about a daughter like Zhao Ping-er. Zhao Yun'er's eyes turned and thought about whether there was any way to make Liang Jinxiao be cruel to Zhao Ping-er and stop caring about Zhao Ping-er. The way to make Liang Jinxiao be cruel was to make Liang Jinxiao feel bitterly disappointed and realize that he had raised an ingrate. Otherwise, it would all be in vain. Chapter 1593. With these worries in mind, Zhao Yun returned to her little thatched hut and used the afternoon to make raspberry jam. Raspberry jam wasn't difficult to make. She just added some white sugar, boiled it in a pot, and then mashed it. This way, she could eat it for a few more days. For a child like Daodu, it could be used as a snack. Zhao Yun remembered that she liked to spread this jam on bread when she was young. It was especially delicious. However, there were too few fruits in this era. Otherwise, it wouldn't be bad to make some strawberry jam or blueberry jam. After Zhao Yun finished, she took a small spoon and scooped up a spoonful of raspberry jam and brought it to Daodu's mouth. Here, try it. See if Mother's jam is delicious. Daodu obediently took a bite. His face was full of satisfaction, and his eyes narrowed into crescents. Mother, it's very delicious. This way, it's sweeter than eating it directly. Zhao Yun smiled and patted Daodu's head. Of course, I added some white sugar, so it's naturally sweeter. Mother made a lot for Daodu. These are all in these small bottles. If Daodu wants to eat, make some for yourself. Okay, Mother. Daodu understands. Then, can Daodu help you take care of little sister now? Mother, go and get some fertilizer for the vegetable garden. If something happens to little sister, come and call Mother, okay? Daodu patted his chest. Mother, of course. Leave it to Daodu. Daodu will definitely take care of little sister. Zhao Yun touched Daodu's smooth face, and a satisfied smile appeared on her lips. It was good to have a sensible son. Tian Tian had just been breastfed and was lying quietly in the cradle. Although she didn't fall asleep, she didn't disturb Zhao Yun either. Her well-behaved appearance made one's heart ache. Actually, Dowda didn't really need to take care of anything. It was Dowdu who was there to prevent any accidents from happening. Before Zhao Yun'er left, Dowdu brought out a small stool and sat in front of Tian Tian's cradle. He ate the raspberry jam that Zhao Yun'er had just made and glanced at Tian Tian from time to time. Zhao Yun'er was relieved. She went to the wooden shed and took out a bucket of manure. Then, she took out some manure to fertilize the vegetables in the vegetable garden. Unlike the 21st century, there were no organic fertilizers in ancient times, only human feces or animal feces. However, compared to the 21st century, the vegetables in ancient times tasted much more delicious after being fertilized with manure. It's just that the process of fertilizing makes people feel a little smelly. Zhao Yun endured the smell and hurriedly continued to fertilize. She fertilized all the vegetables in the small vegetable garden. Dowda looked after Tian Tian like a warm little brother. Perhaps it was because she had slept for too long, but Tian Tian lay in the cradle and stared at Dowdu. She didn't feel sleepy at all. Dowda saw that Tian Tian wasn't sleeping, so he teased her. "What's wrong, Tian Tian? Why aren't you sleeping today?" Tian Tian's mouth made a few sounds. Looking at Tian Tian's cute little face, Dowdu frowned. Tian Tian couldn't speak, so he didn't know what Tian Tian was trying to say. "Little sister Tian Tian, are you not feeling well?" Blah blah. Tian Tian's lips moved as if she wanted to say something. Chapter 1594. Blah blah. Tian made this sound again, but her little mouth was open. Seeing Tian Tian like this, Dowdu felt more and more that Tian Tian wanted to eat the raspberry jam in his hand. Dowdu's delicate eyebrows slightly furrowed. She pondered whether Tian Tian, such a small child, could eat jam. Looking at Tian Tian's expectant eyes and seeing how delicious the raspberry jam was, he felt a little embarrassed if he didn't give it to Tian Tian. After all, good things should be shared with a little sister. This raspberry jam wasn't something that could be swallowed in one's mouth. If Tian Tian ate it, it wouldn't be much of a problem. With this thought, Dowdu picked up a spoon, dipped it in a little bit of raspberry jam, and put it to Tian Tian's lips. The child smelled the fruity fragrance and seemed to like it very much. She quickly licked it with her little tongue and rolled the raspberry jam into her mouth. After the raspberry jam on the spoon was finished, Tian Tian made a ya-ya sound. Seeing Tian Tian smile, Dowda knew that Tian Tian really liked it. Tian Tian's little mouth continued to open, and she motioned for Dowdu to feed her more. Seeing Tian Tian's tender and cute appearance, Dowdu couldn't refuse. He could only get another spoonful of raspberry jam and slowly feed it to her. The child seemed to like the taste and felt that it tasted better than goat's milk. Dowda fed it for a while, but Tian Tian didn't seem to have any intention of stopping. She still opened her mouth to eat. Dowdu sighed and educated Tian Tian. "Little sister Tian Tian, you've already eaten a lot. You can't eat anymore. Otherwise, if mother finds out, she'll definitely scold me. If you really want to eat, I'll secretly feed you next time when I have the chance." Tian Tian seemed to understand Dowdu's words. Her eyes revealed a trace of grievance, but she didn't continue to open her mouth to eat. Dowda looked at Tian Tian with satisfaction and said to Tian Tian, "Little sister Tian Tian, you're so obedient." As he spoke, Dowdu touched Tian Tian's little face lovingly. Then, he leaned down and kissed Tian Tian's little face. The milky fragrance of the baby was mixed with the fruity aroma of raspberries. It was a very pleasant smell. "Little sister Tian Tian, you smell so good." "Ya-ya," Tian Tian replied. Although he didn't understand what Tian Tian was saying, Dowdu could roughly guess that Tian Tian was happy at this moment. Zhao Yun returned to Dowdu's side after applying the fertilizer. She put down the bucket of manure, but she smelled a little bad. She had to boil some water, take a good bath, and change her clothes. "Dowdu, did Tian Tian cause any trouble? Are you asleep?" Zhao Yun'er asked casually. Dowdu shook his head. "No, mother, Tian Tian isn't asleep, but Tian Tian isn't making a fuss either. She's very obedient. Hearing Daodu's words, Zhao Yuner smiled and replied, "That's good." She glanced at the cradle. The little girl was indeed not asleep. She was looking around with her eyes wide open. She didn't know what she was looking at, but she looked very cute. When she caught a glimpse of something red at the corner of Tiantian's mouth, Zhao Yuner took a closer look. When she saw that it was raspberry jam, she asked Daodu, "Did you feed your little sister raspberry jam?" Daodu lowered his head, seemingly a little guilty. He stammered, "Mother, no." Daodu was afraid that Zhao Yuner would scold him if she found out. He didn't know whether the situation was serious or not, so he didn't dare to admit it. Chapter 1595. Zhao Yuner squatted down and asked Daodu, "Did you give the little sister jam or not?" Daodu stammered and didn't answer. He lowered his head even more and didn't dare to look at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yuner patiently said, "Daodu, you know that mother doesn't like children who lie, and she also doesn't like cowards who don't dare to admit their mistakes." After hearing Zhao Yun's words, Daodu raised his head and said to Zhao Yuner with some grievance, "Mother, Daodu saw that the little sister wanted to eat, so I gave her some jam." "Mother, Daodu was wrong. Mother, please don't be angry at Daodu, okay?" Seeing Daodu's wronged little face and the pleading and guilty look in his eyes, Zhao Yuner couldn't bear to be angry at Daodu. He was just a child, and it was fine as long as he knew his mistakes. Zhao Yuner preferred to patiently teach her children the principles of how to behave, rather than using corporal punishment to teach her children. Thus, she softly said to Daodu, "Since Daodu knows his mistake, then mother will no longer blame Daodu. This is the first time Daodu has lied and made a mistake. Mother can forgive him, but you can't do it again." "Yes, yes." Daodu nodded heavily, as if he was assuring Zhao Yuner. "The little sister is so small, it's best not to give her jam," Zhao Yuner warned. After all, a baby's intestines were different from an ordinary person's. Who knew if something bad would happen from eating jam? If Tian had a stomachache, it wouldn't be a small matter, so it was best not to let Tian eat it. The little child was very fragile, and Zhao Yun didn't want anything to happen later, lest she regretted it and worry. Daodu responded, but pouted and said, "Mother, Tian likes it very much. Are we really not giving it to Tian? It shouldn't hurt to eat a little, right? Let's see if Tian has a stomachache today. If she doesn't have a stomachache today, it means that she's fine. Next time, we can feed her less. But if she has a stomachache, it means that she can't eat. She has to grow up a little." Daodu felt that what Zhao Yuner said made a lot of sense. He hoped that Tian wouldn't have a stomachache, so that he could continue to feed Tian some jam. Zhao Yun hadn't rested for long when she saw Mu Yinfeng coming back from the mountain with a heavy heart. Zhao Yuner called him a few times, but Mu Yinfeng did not respond. It was not until she patted Mu Yinfeng that Mu Yinfeng seemed to be pulled back to reality. It was obvious that something was wrong. Zhao Yuner asked, "What's wrong with Mu Yinfeng? Did something happen?" Mu Yinfeng hesitated, wondering if he should tell Zhao Yuner. But he was afraid that if he told Zhao Yuner, it would make Zhao Yuner worry and give Zhao Yuner more trouble. As if she had guessed Mu Yinfeng's thoughts, Zhao Yuner said softly, "Mu Yinfeng, if there's anything, you can tell me. There's no need to hide it from me. If you encounter any difficulties, the two of us can work together to find a solution. There's no need for you to carry everything alone. It's always better for two people to find a solution than one." After Zhao Yuner's persuasion, Mu Yinfeng told her about what happened on the mountain. The situation was indeed worrying. In the past 2 days, for some reason, the workers who went to work had inexplicably disappeared. They couldn't be found. Chapter 1596. They had not found the missing people, but more and more of them continued to disappear. The workers who had come to work were all at the bottom of the food chain. Although their lives were worthless in the eyes of the government, they were still human lives. Who knew what danger they had encountered and whether they were still alive? Mu Yinfeng was extremely worried because of this matter. The workers in the mountains had already begun to panic. They said that there were monsters in the mountains that specialized in catching people to eat. At night, there would be ghostly howls. Mu Yinfeng sent people to look for them, but unfortunately, the mountains were very deep. They failed to find anything, which made the panicking people even more frantic. Since they could not be found and had not returned, it was extremely likely that they were dead. Mu Yinfeng had Mo Yin count the number of people who had gone missing. There were over a dozen people in total. The lives of over a dozen people were no small matter. He had to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible, or he would not be able to explain himself. And the workers began to make a ruckus. Compared to making money, they cared more about their lives. The main problem they faced right now was that they had no idea where to start investigating. They had no idea how these people had disappeared. What was so powerful that it could take people away silently? They could not find them at all. In order to prevent more accidents from happening, Mu Yinfeng had Mo Yin arrange for the workers to not go out at night. They all had to stay in their tents. Basically, the people who had gone missing had gone out alone or in groups of 2 or 3. Zhao Yun, who became rather curious when she heard Mu Yinfeng's words. Why was that? Could it only mean that there was something in the mountains? There were many animals in the mountains, and many of them were cannibals. If some large animal had taken people away and eaten them, it could be explained. However, this meant that the workers in the mountains were in even greater danger. Who could deal with a beast if they came across one? Zhao Yun thought about how Mu Yinfeng went up and down the mountains every day. She could not help but worry for Mu Yinfeng. What would she do if something happened to Mu Yinfeng? It's less likely that someone did this. In my opinion, there might be some kind of animal in the mountains, said Zhao Yun. Animals? Mu Yinfeng raised his eyebrows and asked Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun nodded and replied, yes. For example, tigers, lions, jackals, wolves, and leopards. They are all very fierce and like to eat meat. Those people might have been eaten by them. When Mu Yinfeng heard Zhao Yun's words, he felt a chill in his heart. If it was really as Zhao Yun said, then wouldn't the disappearance of the dozen or so people be extremely miserable? Wouldn't they be eaten by those tigers and leopards until not even their bones were left? Actually, it's not very difficult to find out if it's these wolves, tigers, and leopards. There's no need to use human lives to test it. I do have a method. Zhao Yun blinked. After thinking of the method, her whole eyes shone brightly. It was very charming. Mu Yinfeng's curiosity was aroused by Zhao Yun. His Yun was so smart. Her brain was flexible and useful. She could think of any method very quickly. She was definitely the most intelligent woman he had ever seen. It's naturally very dangerous to test it on people, but these wolves, tigers, and leopards are for meat. Let's test it on a pig. Chapter 1597. After listening to Zhao Yun's idea, Mu Yinfeng felt that it was very good. Why didn't she think of it? Zhao Yun said it well, and the feasibility was very strong. It was worth it to use the pig as a primer without risking human lives. It would also be useful for him to find out whether it was done by wolves, tigers, leopards, or humans. If it was not done by humans, it would be easy to deal with. He just had to get rid of this strange thing. If it was done by humans, he had to continue to investigate, which was a little more troublesome. Where are we going to buy a pig now? Mu Yinfeng asked. Pork was easier to buy, but it should be more difficult to buy a whole live pig. Zhao Yun thought for a while. There seemed to be several families in the village who raised pigs. It would just cost more to buy the whole pig. She would ask later, and she should be able to find the family who sold the pig. Leave the matter of buying the pig to me. You don't have to worry. Zhao Yun patted Mu Yinfeng's shoulder. Mu Yinfeng saw Zhao Yun's confident look, and his frowning brows finally relaxed. It was a great honor for him to have such a virtuous wife like Zhao Yun. With Zhao Yun around, Mu Yinfeng found that his heart calmed down a lot, and his previous anxiety disappeared. Zhao Yun saw Mu Yinfeng's tired face, so she asked Mu Yinfeng to take a rest quickly. She ran to the village for a walk and asked if there was a family who sold pigs. After asking in the village, although there were a lot of people who raised pigs, there was only one family who was willing to sell a big pig. After all, It was not cost-effective to sell a small pig. When it grew up and gained more weight, the price would be much higher. Zhao Yun had to go to the family who was willing to sell the pig. Coincidentally, this family belonged to Ma Xiaofeng's third uncle and third aunt. After Zhao Yuner explained her intention to buy a pig, the third branch of the Ma family agreed, although they didn't understand the purpose of Zhao Yuner buying a pig. After all, they also wanted to sell the pigs. Now that Zhao Yuner came to buy the pigs, it saved them the trouble of calling the butcher over. As long as they could get the money, it was fine. As for the price of the pork, Zhao Yun didn't calculate with the third branch of the Ma family, but she also didn't let the third branch of the Ma family take advantage of her. A caddy of pork was sold at the market for 13 to 14 copper coins per caddy. Excluding the worthless bones and intestines, the whole pig was sold for 8 copper coins per caddy. A pig weighed about 200 caddies. In other words, it would cost less than 2 taels of silver to buy. The price was not very expensive. After discussing the price with the third branch of the Ma family, Zhao Yuner said, "Okay, you go and prepare to weigh it. I'll go back and get the money. I'll come back later to collect the pig." Ma Xiaofeng's third aunt, Madame Xiang, smiled and said, Okay. Yuner girl, go back and get the money. We'll help you weigh it. We definitely won't underweight it. That's good. Zhao Yuner nodded and turned to walk in the direction of her home. After Zhao Yuner walked away, Madame Xiang hurriedly urged her husband, Ma Wenhui, "I say, husband, quickly feed the pig something to eat." Ma Wenhui asked with a puzzled expression, "What should we feed the pig now? Aren't we going to sell it soon?" Chapter 1598. Ma Wenhui felt that Madame Xiang's words made sense, but he was used to being honest, so he frowned and said, "That's not good. We can't feed the pigs overnight when we sell them. Otherwise, when the butcher kills the pigs and cuts open their stomachs, he won't buy them anymore if he sees food in their stomachs. Although we don't know why Zhao Yuner bought our pigs, what if she sells them to another butcher and they come to find trouble with us?" Seeing Ma Wenhui's indecisiveness, Madame Xiang snorted and said, "What does that have to do with anything? Didn't we just buy our pigs today? So what if you say that you fed them in the morning? Can't you use your brain a little and think about it? You really don't know how to make money. Let's feed them 2 or 3 caddies of wild vegetable bran and earn a few dozen copper coins." Ma Wenhui could only let Madame Xiang do as she said. "All right, then hurry up and feed them. Otherwise, Zhao Yuner won't be able to feed them when she comes." Madame Xiang poked Ma Wenhui and said, "Didn't I ask you to go over? Why are you ordering me around?" Ma Wenhui pursed his lips and said, "Why are you so lazy? Women do all the work in other families, but you like to order me around." Madame Xiang said carelessly, "It's my duty to order you around. After all, I came up with the idea of making money, not you." Ma Wenhui found that he couldn't argue with Madame Xiang. This woman had too many reasons. To put it bluntly, she was too lazy and pushed everything to him. Ma Wenhui was too lazy to argue with Madame Xiang. He was afraid of wasting time, so he hurriedly got some pig food and urged the pigs to eat quickly. However, what Ma Wenhui and Madame Xiang didn't know was that their conversation was heard by Mulan, who was passing by. Mulan couldn't help but curse in her heart. How could these two be so shameless? They specially cheated others and took advantage of them. Wasn't it just a few dozen copper coins? Was it necessary to do this? They didn't follow the rules at all. Thinking that Zhao Yuner might be at a disadvantage, Mulan prepared to tell Zhao Yuner about this matter. She left the house of the third branch of the Ma family and walked in the direction of Zhao Yuner's house. Before they arrived at Zhao Yuner's house, Zhao Yuner had already come out of the house, and the two of them happened to bump into each other. Zhao Yuner smiled and greeted Mulan. "Sister-in-law Mulan, are you here to look for me? What's the matter?" Mulan frowned and went to Zhao Yuner to ask, "Yuner, are you going to buy pigs from the third branch of the Ma family?" Zhao Yuner nodded and replied, "Yes, sister-in-law Mulan. How did you know?" Mulan sighed and told Zhao Yuner what happened just now. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but be a little angry when she heard it. Doing business was about honesty. How could the third branch of the Ma family do it? It was obvious that they deliberately cheated her. Chapter 1599. By the time Zhao Yun arrived at Ma Wenhui's house, Ma Wenhui had already finished feeding the pig. When he saw Zhao Yun coming over, his eyes were a little flustered. It was obvious that he had a guilty conscience. Fortunately, Mulan had told her in advance. Otherwise, she would not have been able to discover that Wu Wenhui was feeding the pig. Madame Xiang looked at her man in disappointment. He had done something bad, but he had a guilty conscience. Wasn't it easy for others to see through him? If only he was half as shrewd as her. When Zhao Yun arrived at her courtyard, Madame Xiang forced a smile and said to Zhao Yun, "Yun, lass, it's better to weigh my pig in front of you." Zhao Yun smiled coldly. Madame Xiang was puzzled by Zhao Yun's reaction. She frowned and asked, "Yun, lass, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you saying anything?" Zhao Yun stared at the pig and curled her lips. There was food stuck to the pig's mouth. "Annie Wu, why did you feed the pig while I was getting the money?" Madame Xiang was stunned. She did not expect Zhao Yun to have such good eyesight. Zhao Yun actually discovered it. After being stunned for a moment, Madame Xiang felt that she still could not admit it. If she did, wouldn't she be slapping herself in the face? Her lips twitched stiffly. "Yin, lass, what you saying? What did I feed the pig?" Madame Xiang poked Ma Wenhui as she spoke. Ma Wenhui had wanted to admit it out of guilt, but after being poked by Madame Xiang, he realized that Madame Xiang wanted him to deny it no matter what. Yes, Yin, lass, when did we feed the pig?" Zhao Yun glanced at the couple and snorted coldly. "No." "Then what's with the food around the pig's mouth?" "This. Didn't I feed you this morning?" "That bastard doesn't know how to wipe his mouth, so he left it by his mouth." Madame Xiang pursed her lips and continued to quibble. Sure enough, talking to a thick-skinned person was like this. He completely refused to admit it, even if you beat him to death. Zhao Yun couldn't help but feel a little disgusted. If it weren't for the fact that there were no other pig sellers in the village, he would definitely not buy Ma Wenhui's pigs. "But I didn't see it when I came over just now. How come you have the time to take the money? And looking at the chaff, it's still moist. It should have just been stirred not long ago. How could it be this morning?" Zhao Yun deliberately said this, with the intention of blasting Ma Wenhui and his wife. As expected, when Ma Wenhui and his wife heard this, their faces turned ugly. Even if he wanted to quibble, he had no reason to do so. "Uncle Wu, Annie Wu, doing business is all about honesty. Since you sold the pig to me, I'll give you as much as I deserve. But you can't cheat me like this. This meal of pig food will probably add 2 or 3 caddies to it, right?" Madame Xiang smiled embarrassedly, not knowing how to answer. It would have been fine if she hadn't been caught, but now that Zhao Yun had caught her, she couldn't help but feel very awkward. Ma Wenhui immediately apologized. "Yun, lass, this is our fault. If you can't do it, just deduct 2 or 3 caddies of money." Madame Xiang seemed a little unhappy. She tugged at Ma Wenhui and said, "If you deduct 2 or 3 caddies, we'll lose a lot of money. Aya, this is our fault after all. What else is there to say? If they don't buy it, we won't be able to sell it at this price, even if we find a butcher." You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.